Hello team and welcome back to the Football Social. You're joining us for the big game on Soccer AM and Football Daily's YouTube pages, and we've got some huge guests to match the occasion. Quite literally. I feel like a borrower today. How tall are you guys? We've got Harry Pinheiro standing in for Manchester United, representing
ready
the Red Devils, and Vuj, nice to see you again, sir.
Serbian Scouser, come on, let's do it.
The Serbian Scouser, and of course our very own Doogie Critchley and Will, who's pretty much part of the furniture now.
Thank you. Smell.
Gentlemen, what are we feeling with today's game? Results, Harry, starting with you first. You're an optimist or what?
2-1 United. I feel like I saw Sir Alex Ferguson at Carrington. I feel like that's a special thing. apparently there's no Salah as well, so the Egyptian master's not going to be there, so I think United's going to do it. Martial's going to do a masterclass.
Very, very optimistic. Like that, though. Vuj?
Yeah, there's no Salah, but we got the sauce.
OK. Did you see...
4-0 Liverpool.
4-0, so an absolute demolition.
A drubbing.
What are we thinking on the left-hand side of the studio?
Just goals. I'm just praying for goals. Absolute thriller. United in shocking form. I think they won 6 of the last 23. Liverpool hoping to become, I think it's the 4th team in Premier League history to win their first 9. So I can only ever see a Liverpool winning this one. 2-1, I reckon. Yeah,
they're chasing down that Manchester City record, aren't they? They have 18 matches without defeat. Well, a win today would, of course, equal that, or a draw.
Yeah.
Will, what are your thoughts, mate?
I might go a bit middle of the road, actually, mate. A bit boring for myself. I might just go 1-1, I think.
It's not like you.
I know, yeah. I think
is he watching?
It's too obvious for like United just to crumble and have a 4-0, I think. So I just think there'll be a bit of that Fergie spirit there, and United might.
I like him. He knows what he's talking about.
But in my head, 5-0.
That United propaganda putting that image of, is it Carrick, Sir Alex Ferguson, OGS pre-match. I think it's...
The fact they have to pull out all the stops shows you something, doesn't it?
We didn't want to have to do this.
This club...
we didn't want to. You guys have pushed us to this brink of, you know what, it's got to be done.
Facing... This is horrible.
Well, listen, Ollie's been at the wheel and he's expired his licence, so I don't blame him too much. DVLA need to come and clamp
no insurance.
However, I do feel like... Hey, listen, Vuj, I will be in your air when we score, so...
He wishes he had 12 points. This
he wishes.
Worst start to the season in 30 years. What is happening?
Wow,
I do believe he has to go if we do lose this game today.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
It's not his fault, though.
Who are we blaming then?
In the Balkans, we say the fish always smells from the head. So
we're 3 minutes in, and the philosophy is right.
Everybody at the top.
So do we start with Woodward?
I don't know. It's Woodward, Johnson, or Peter.
Yeah.
But you got to get... Yeah, wherever they... Yeah.
There was a...
You can't glaze over this mess. Get them all out.
Oh, he's got all the stops today, hasn't he?
Get them all out, mate.
I think we're going to be taken over by a billionaire soon.
Is it? You need one of them.
There's been talk.
You need a sugar daddy.
Saudis?
Yes.
Sugar daddy, 100%.
Yes, we need to be the
Trip to Dubai and all that. Come on, you need it.
Okay. So that is the saving grace that United might be taking over at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've spent enough. We've spent enough. But I feel like we need more.
You spent 150 in the summer. Brought in some promising acquisitions. For you, what is the main problem then?
I just feel like we don't have a form of football. We don't know. There's no like identity of United. I mean, before we had wingers, we had strong holding midfield players. We have none of the sort right now, and it's just individuals, and that doesn't win games. Mentality is pretty weak. You can see in the body language of our team, no one actually looks like they're going to take the scrap of the game. So,
but you have to also, you know what? You need to ask how did you?
Moyes, and no disrespect to Moyes, but that was horrible. That was shocking
bad, to be fair.
Do you not think with Moyes after the battle, he literally cleared out that backroom staff? Surely you'd keep a few and just...
Yeah, Mike Phelan should have still been there. A lot of people should have still been there. He should have actually found out about the club more, but he came into Everton and it kind of just brought us all the way back down to a low level of football.
But you've tried a bit of everything since. You've gone ultra experience in Van Gaal, you've gone for a proven winner in Mourinho. Now you've gone for sort of a club legend in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and nothing has worked. So I kind of agree with you. It's got to go higher than him. I think you needed that director of football. We've talked about it for about 5-6 months now. Where is the structure coming down from Ed Woodward downwards? He's a finance man. He doesn't know football to the same extent as some others. So I don't think anyone's going to work at United until they sort out the overall structure.
Eddie Howe is the answer.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
We're 5 minutes into the show. We've had an analogy about a fish, and Eddie Howe is now the boss of Manchester United. What is going on, guys?
What we do out here.
No, do you know what? You see with Eddie Howe, yeah? Okay, cool. If we was going to go for the same approach with what Moyes was,
Eddie Howe, good shout.
The reason why we
Yeah.
kept Moyes in the picture
I
was
like
the
him.
simple fact he's been in the Premier League for X amount of years and he's kept Everton relatively involved in the top 10. But Eddie Howe has played a consistent football and doesn't have the greatest players, but they do play great football and have had a few upsets. At United, with the infrastructure that we have in terms of money, I reckon he can do a better job.
Okay, interesting. I mean,
Very interesting.
I thought that OGS was going to be given time because he was trying to.
If you check
instill
your
a
watch right
philosophy
now,
at United.
time's running out.
I thought he was thinking about the United way. Like,
He was
Just
part
'cause-
of the United way. He isn't the United
You
way.
know he's still running off the VAR thing at PSG.
Listen,
If
that's the
that
last
never
time we won.
happened,
Could have been so good.
he wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But that's the last time we actually. Is that the last time we won away?
I think it might still be, yeah.
You've
he
only
wouldn't-
won one of
he wouldn't be here,
2 of the
would
last
he?
12 Premier League games, but yeah. I mean,
I feel like, wow, today is the day.
so
It's
Eddie
doomsday.
Howe in.
Eddie Howe. Well, Simeone, they need like a
After you get
Simeone.
beat
Yeah.
4-0, okay, or Diego Simeone. I mean, he's a very defence-minded
You need a
coach. That'd be quite a.
We don't
quite
have the
a gear
players for
change.
that. We don't have the players for that. I think any players that we have that we give Eddie Howe right now is better than what he has
Gotta get him.
at Bournemouth. So it will be better for him to build on that. We can't just give him all the money and all the big players because it will be too much egos for him to. He looks like a very calm guy. Asks people, could you be quiet, please? Doesn't seem as if he's got that fire in him, but he's got a good philosophy, which we don't have.
Harry, there's a step up, and then there's going from Bournemouth with your 11,000-seater stadium to Old Trafford, and like the
I
biggest
could
club in the
argue
world financially. Like,
Mulder.
yeah, exactly.
Cardiff.
Look how that worked out.
Yeah, didn't work out. I mean,
Exactly.
but at least Bournemouth's actually consistently in the top 10.
I like Eddie Howe. I just
Yeah.
think it's a job too soon for him to go from Bournemouth to Old Trafford.
So who would you pick as a? Because Pochettino doesn't seem to be having a.
I'd still go
not having a good
Pochettino,
time, is he?
definitely.
Yeah, he's not. Do you reckon his head's still there? Because I feel like it's not. I feel
No,
like
I think it's probably coming to the end. I think, well, Spurs are coming to the end of their cycle at least. I think 6 years seems like lots of players now want to go out. We've seen that in the summer. I think the Pochettino project, sadly, he should leave on his own terms. I'm not suggesting he should be fired, but I think it's probably coming to the end.
Pogba doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
De Gea doesn't want to be there. Who's going to go United?
They could
Who
have been
can they
inspired
attract?
by a new man there.
Well,
Who can
gentlemen,
United attract?
let's see what Ollie has to say about himself because we've actually got a clip. So let's hear straight from the horse's mouth.
In terms of the game that you've got coming up on Liverpool, over the last 10 days, is it a case of believing more in what you've been doing and doing the same again? Or is it a case of you're resetting, you replan, and you think, right, I want to try something different?
It's we stick to the same principles, of course. It might be a little bit of a tweak tactically, but the plan is in place, and we're. I'm looking forward to the game because for us, it's a perfect game now. I think the boys needed this type of game.
You've been so positive towards these players. You've been so positive from the moment you came in. The last manager, Jose Mourinho, did start to turn on some of the players and was critical of them at times. Is your patience being tested? Because you still seem like you're fully optimistic about the squad and the belief in them.
Of course, I'm optimistic. There is young players that will be given loads of chances. Of course, it's difficult circumstances, but I don't lose my patience with the players. No, of course, we need results. It's always good for their confidence. Sometimes you feel that. If you look at the games we've got, I think the players, we get a few players back in, I think we can go on a good run that we used to do, and like we did when I came in.
Do you think these players can get you to top four?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we're looking at some signings because we are one or two players light, and we've said that. But if the right ones are available in January, we might do something. If not, these players will give everything.
In the summer, could the club just not get the players, or was the money not there?
The money is there. The money is there, and I've been looking. We've been looking at players. We were close to a couple of players, but it wasn't right if you can't get the right players. I'm not going to go down the route of bringing players in on big contracts, big fees, if they're not the right one for the whole group and for the future.
Hopeful.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, so we've had some controversial opinions here. We've heard from OGS now. Will?
Yes.
What are the fans saying in the comments? Are they being just as brutal as Harry?
Yeah,
Is it hashtag Howin?
I think it's more of what needs to be done above that as well. Don't forget to get your comments in using the hashtag TFS, at SoccerAM, at Football Daily. But yeah, people just talking about that structure. And then, Doogie, maybe for you, who do you bring in that sort of technical director role?
It's difficult, isn't it? I think Liverpool have shown the benefits of, I think Michael Edwards, I think is their sporting director, he's done a fantastic job in just making things as easy for Klopp as possible. And when they've targeted areas, they've invariably gone for their men and got them. They wanted Alisson, they got him. They wanted Van Dijk, they got him. Whereas United over the last 6 years, they've wanted Bale at various points, they've wanted Fabregas. No one has come through the door. They were linked with Maguire all summer. It took to the final week. Then, they wanted... Sanchez made it quite clear that he wanted to leave. Lukaku made it quite clear he wanted to leave. They waited to the end, didn't replace them. So in terms of actual names, I'm a bit thin on the ground on who it could actually be. There was talk about the guy who's above Marco Rose.
Paul Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell as well. There's a guy that talked about above Marco Rose at Borussia Mönchengladbach, who was linked a couple of months ago. But yeah, it definitely needs to come in. It needs to come in fast.
Yeah. Paul Mitchell from the RB family was long-tied, wasn't he? But I feel like it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think your man Ed Woodward doesn't feel like he has to relinquish that sort of responsibility at the moment. You did spend all that money. You brought in the right profile of player, Harry, but was it smart letting Lukaku go? Was it smart letting Sanchez go in the same window?
That just shows where we are.
For goals.
I mean, if you're going to get go of Lukaku, Sanchez, these players who are high-profile players, OK, they haven't played the best, but you've got to replace them. And we can't rely on Rashford. He hasn't actually been hitting form for England and for Man United.
1 goal from open play in 18 appearances.
There you go. Martial's injured. We've brought in Daniel James, who's a young player who should actually just be getting...
Doing well, though.
He is, but we're
promise.
putting a lot of pressure on the young man. So now he gets injured now, who else are we going to replace? And we've got a lot of dinosaurs in our team. Smalling's on loan. Jones can't get a foot in. Bailly's injured. So it's a lot of pressure for United right now. And I do feel sorry for Oli. But you're playing and you're managing Man United, so everyone has to take it. So
and you're 14th, which just...
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to repeat that.
Don't worry, we'll dissect that in a moment.
Yeah. 14th.
So you kind of think Manchester United might be in the same sort of place as Liverpool then when Klopp arrived, when there was a lack of brand, so to speak, when things weren't quite sorted at board level, when they were bringing in some very ropey players, dubious talent. I like that. So what happened at Liverpool that was enabled that to turn around,
Klopp.
so to speak? You just think the calibre of manager, and Ollie's not quite there?
I was there, Tottenham away, first Klopp game, over the moon. Because the way the boys pressed that game, I can't remember if Stuart Downing played, he might have still been those days. Either way, the way that Liverpool pressed against Tottenham, the first game that Klopp played, there was a few people pulling up with, tight hamstrings, was a sign of something different to come. And from then on, I knew the project is going to be a project which is going to be successful. Because it's a fit of clarity of the project, the clarity of the manager of Klopp and Liverpool. It's a perfect fit. The fans, his passion. It just really it goes so well together that you could see that it was going to lead somewhere positive. And even though it's taken 4 or 5 years, we haven't won the league yet, but it looks like maybe this is the season.
Well, let's see what the fans are saying then, see if they agree with Doogie's insistence there needs to be, further additions at the very top of the Manchester United hierarchy, whether they should have let Lukaku go. Harry thinks they shouldn't have. What are the fans saying, and how can they get in touch, Will?
Yes, there's a question on there from Elliot Peewee. He says, which player do you think Manchester United need to get Manchester United's old form back in play? Is there one player that can be a catalyst for United to get the Ollie back at the wheel, Fergie in the back, all the lads having a laugh? Is there one player?
Do you want to lead the charge, Harry?
Well, if I'm going to compare myself to Liverpool or to City, the one player that they do have that keeps them strong in midfield is Fernandinho and Fabinho. I feel like we need a strong midfield player who is going to track back and also free up players to make runs and give Pogba that lease of life that he has and he's not been able to show. But yeah, someone like Fabinho, I think he's been amazing for Liverpool.
He's a great player.
Great player. Yeah. Can play kind of anywhere behind the midfield. Yeah, he's amazing.
So a deep line playmaker sort of as well, someone to shield that back four as well.
Because I feel like even if we was to get the greatest striker in the world right now, it wouldn't solve our midfield problem because that player still needs support, he needs assistance. So yeah, we need that.
Okay.
And God also, we need God.
You need God.
Yeah, God. If he can come down and help us, yeah.
That's what I mean. Is that it's more than just. You need the right energy in there, the right energy, board level, manager level. and players. And there's so many spots right now that are off, I think, in so many levels for United that it's not just one player, man. This is a very deep problem.
Egos as well. I think that's a very sensible answer because Harry Maguire and Lindelof are effectively your deep-lying playmakers. They're the only people who are brave enough to pass through the lines. It's certainly not Fred, it's certainly not McTominay, so I think that's a better shout than Eddie Howe anyway. Let's go to the next question.
Yeah, I mean, the lineup's caused a bit of a...
I'm hearing there's some last-minute changes.
Yeah,
so let's do another question until then.
Who are we back into playing that midfield today? Obviously, we've got a midfield three. It's looking like of McTominay, Fred, Andres Pereira. But Harry, what have you made of Pereira? Not many people are
fraud.
A big fan of him.
No, he's a fraud. He's a fraud. Yeah, he's got an amazing shot on him, and I think that's where it ends. I was at the Arsenal game at Old Trafford, and his sense of positioning was awful. You're playing as a right midfield player, but you're going back into your natural position. I don't think he has like the mental capacity to actually be solid enough for this team. McTominay, I think he's won me over in terms of I thought he was a bit scared, but it is a big team to be playing for. But he's done well. Fred, yeah, I won't say too much about Fred. Yeah, I'll just leave it there with him. He's lost it as well. I think he just needs to go back to where he came from.
He barely started, did he? Like,
it's you know what it is. You see, when you play in the Premier League, and I say it's the hardest league ever because there's no lights, you can't hide from it. Everyone is watching you, and I feel like these players under the lights have been shocking.
So you don't think it's a matter of consistency or minutes for Fred?
Just not good enough.
He's just not good enough?
They're clearly not good enough.
Okay.
Because we had Cleverley, and no disrespect to him, he was a workhorse. He would try, even if he didn't have to pass the ball straight, at least he would try and get the ball back. We don't have that with them players. It's too much egos for me.
What's happened to Matic? He's just manual now.
I think he's a bit old now for this kind of a matter as well. You can see their legs are kind of going as well, and it's not really their fault. They're the type of players you bring on in a League Cup game, or just to bring on to shore up a game. We can't be starting those guys in big games.
Well, talking of starting, there has been some last-minute changes in the Manchester United squad, so let's have a look at that now. So Rojo's come in for Tuan Zabi, and I think Tuan Zabi's been great at the start of the season.
Amazing.
Barring that one error in the Arsenal game, but we'll forgive him for that. So you're going for 5 at the back. Harry, initial thoughts on this lineup?
Can someone call my mum and tell her I'm going to be crying on TV? Because this is shocking.
That's scary.
Rojo is a red card. That's what he is. He's a red card away. Yeah, McTominay, I feel sorry for you because you're playing alongside a lot of rubbish players. This is going to be shocking.
With Rojo, though, do you think for this game, I saw a couple of United fans talking about him, like he's one of them players that will put a challenge in and like go for there and get the fans G'd up?
I think he's got he gets a kick out of just injuring players. I think it's the wrong sport
for him. He's an anti-footballer. If you're a purist, he's not.
He needs to go for rugby. Yeah, it's shocking. Like we're probably if Salah was playing, he would lick his lip at that lineup because it would just be any little movement he makes, he knows that someone's going to clamp him. Ashley Young's legs have run out as well. This could be a hiding.
I feel sorry for Ashley Young. He gets an awful lot of stick from the Manchester United
I'm glad someone does, because I don't. I'm glad someone does, because I feel sorry for him.
What is the alternative?
He is a pensioner on the football pitch. Like, he needs to just hand it in now. I'm done with him. But you know what?
He was a very good left winger in 2011. But
do you know what? Do you know how many good things was in 2011 Coke was good. There was no sugar tax. A lot of things. Brexit was
social media.
Yeah, social media. Bebo.
I feel like we're going off topic now. I think that might be a first. The first time Bebo has been brought up on a football social. Let's go to the Liverpool lineup. You'd expect, right? So we have a very workmanlike midfield in there. No Salah.
Sadly.
Divock Origi comes in.
King Divock Origi, obviously he's got the pace. I think he's definitely improved a lot as a player as well, Divock. Whenever he comes on, he holds the ball quite well. He's in the right spaces. So I've been impressed. I've been impressed, yeah. Big game player. It's the Champions League final to go against Everton. He's become a bit of a talisman, a bit of a player that you kind of didn't expect to be a fan favourite, but you know, we have him now as a positive. So it looks good, definitely looks better than the it would be disappointment.
You better win, my friend. The world won't hear the last of my voice.
Well,
I know.
Views there of Jurgen Klopp smiling. Doesn't look like he's a man that's potentially about to make history with his club, given their record at the start of the season. 0 losses so far. Is it just going to be as simple as people are making out? Everyone's saying it's going to be straightforward. Do you see United putting up any sort of resistance? They are at home. They have a very good record at Old Trafford, do you? Maybe not as good as yesteryear, but
they do. I think they've only
silver
lost.
lining?
I think they've only lost one of their last 6 meetings with Liverpool, which is pretty impressive. But I just can't really see it happening. I haven't seen anything from United in a good month or so. Lost to West Ham, drawn with AZ Alkmaar, drew with Rochdale in the League Cup. There's just...
with that captain armband,
That's
it
scary,
annoys
isn't
me. It's like captains are supposed to be people that lead, and we're getting led out by him. This is the epitome of where Man United are.
Why
Right
does
now.
Alex Ferguson though keep popping up? Like,
That's what I think.
Why does he?
You can't do that. That's all.
Why is he
That's
watching-
what he's doing. He's actually giving Ollie.
No, but Alex should have just retired, start watching the games on TV. The fact that you're still there, and you can see he's fuming as well. Like
Yeah,
when he's
Yeah.
you can see he's going red.
He can't handle it.
And now he's like on the training pitch and stuff. Just why don't you ever come back
The fact that Ollie calls him the boss as well.
or you leave?
Is that thing as well? He refuses to park in his car parking space as well. Or
yeah, all of that stuff. Come on.
Do you guys feel like this undermines his position then?
He doesn't.
Because I don't
doesn't
mind it
have
whatsoever.
that-
Why do you?
I'm about to park in it.
Why do you
I'll leave
split-
donuts in there as
No,
well.
but when you split up with your ex, yeah, you go check her every weekend.
No chance.
No,
She's
you're
done. It's a
gone.
memory.
You move on. So I think Alex needs to move on. Let this club die in peace.
No.
if we're talking about clubs wheeling out legends, Liverpool are very guilty of it.
Oh, get bought by King Kenny.
Yeah, I
what I
wasn't
mean?
a big fan of that personally, but
Yeah, that was a shocking.
I'll
time
be
for
honest,
you
I
guys.
didn't like when he was in.
Oh, McTominay
We won a cup,
masterclass is
though.
pending. It is so pending.
No one's ever said that before.
And I'm telling
On
you.
the show, I'm not.
I feel like Tomlinson's a massive
just in
McTominay.
Just do with
He
it,
loves
fair
him,
play.
yeah.
But just
I don't like that fair play talk. I like, we played really horrible. I'm going to say, yeah, you did. Yeah.
if we do.
Can I get all these clips after?
Of course. So here we see the teams lining up on the pitch, the hallowed turf of Old Trafford, and I mean these teams couldn't be in
Look at our jackets.
any more different places, could they, right now? Just two totally different
look better.
narratives. Vuj is a huge fan of the jackets.
Virgil
Look at
van
the
Dijk.
jackets.
He is such an opposing player.
Okay,
man.
quick question for you then, Vuj.
Yeah.
Has Matip been the most underrated player in the league at the start of the season? Because we gave this some discussion on Sunday Vibes. A lot of people thinking he's not getting the praise he deserves because he's next to your man Van Dijk.
Longfoot Matip. You know what? Sometimes you need to just accept your position as a second man. You know? But let Van Dijk get the glory and the shine. If you're performing next to him every week, you don't need the glory and the shine because you're going to win the league. So let's
You
just.
see, this is going to be a
I
clip.
don't think we
I'm
need.
gonna laugh
We
at.
need
doesn't seem to mind as
No
well.
one cares,
Why
innit?
did he do that?
Team player, real
Yeah,
team player.
real
You
team
need team
player.
players.
Why?
You don't need huge egos in every player. And I think that position there, Lovren and Matip, when they do the student exchange every weekend, let them do their thing.
And you've got to really respect Matip because when he first came to Liverpool,
Yeah,
he was sort of in and out of the side. He was
I
very much
thought he
fourth
was
choice
club
behind
foot.
Lovren.
I thought that he didn't know what he was doing. I thought it was
he's all right.
basketball. No, he's done really,
He's
really
decent.
well.
The boy's
Yeah.
decent.
He
He's
can't
keeping
Joe
Gomez
can't
at the side.
Excellent distribution.
Along
So
with
we're just
Matip.
saying that he should accept his place as a beta male then. Right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Have
What's
we got
wrong
any
with beta
questions?
males?
Yeah, what is wrong?
Saying. Everybody can be an alpha.
We got any questions to keep us ticking over until the game starts?
Yes, one for you, Vuj.
Imminent.
Alisson back in the starting 11.
Come on.
How big is that, and how much does it affect the playing style as well?
You know what? I think it's big, but to be fair, I really like Adrian.
Yeah.
When Alisson was
Adrian.
injured, yeah, I wasn't too fussed about that. Obviously, play out the back, a lot better with him, and the way he does his kicks is the distribution is very good.
Yeah.
It's better, but I don't think it's too much of a problem for us. So yeah, obviously it's a positive. So feeling good.
He stepped up in some big moments, Adrian, because he's gone
Exactly.
from bench at West Ham
Made
to
some-
starting for Liverpool, and he
Made some amazing
Super Cup
saves.
was
some
brilliant.
saves. I remember that game against Napoli. Played phenomenally well in that. He's made some class saves already. And
Is that the game you lost?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Remembering, I forgot about that.
You got Partizan Belgrade. on
Yeah,
Thursday.
yeah. We're supposed to be
Right, the game is kicking off imminently. Let's hear from our friend Sky Bet first.
Who's he
though.
playing to?
himself.
Exactly.
Oh, apparently not.
Andreas Pereira as well. The thing about him is he's not like he's 18, he's 23.
Right, before we start talking about Pereira, let's have a look at the price boost then from Sky Bet. We've got Van Dijk to score a header. So it was 10-1, now 12-1. Absolute beast. I think wins
Put your
80%
house
of
on
his
it.
aerial duels. Maguire to score a header. So battle of the blockheads today. Henderson shown first red card. That's a little bit left field. And Rashford to score and Manchester United to win in 90 minutes 7-1.
That should be
That should be
90,000 to
14 to 1.
It should be
Extremely
90,000 to
ambitious.
1.
Maybe we'll get a price boost in that as things
That
progress.
needs an extra
Odds
price boost.
accurate at the time of recording and subject to change. Go and check out the website if you'd like to know some more details. But for now, let's get stuck into this game. It's
Go
gonna
on,
be an
Hendo.
absolute
Come on.
feast.
United!
Come on, Hendo. Giving it absolute beans prior to
GGMU.
kick-off.
You know what? The kit looks good on the boys, to be fair. I like this navy,
nice, that, isn't it? Very
white
classy.
combination. Yeah.
Has Hendo won you over and Liverpool fans as a captain, if we're talking kind of underwhelming captains
think he
compared
has.
to years gone by,
think
Young
he
and
has.
Hendo in this game?
Just the long balls and the way I don't like his style of play. I used to say that he looks like he's learned football rather than naturally be a footballer. But he's really has improved, to be fair. His long balls have become better through balls. So I like him. He's all right now, man. He
Him and
works
Tom
hard. as
Cleverley
well.
are cousins.
Strong shift.
Sunderland born and bred. Love him.
Right, so the game has kicked off then, gentlemen. And Harry, you speaking about a lack of identity, a lack of philosophy, despite ODS supposed to, he's supposed to be ushering in this Manchester United way. I can't remember the last time I saw United starting with a 5 at the back.
I think we know that Liverpool are going to be very much forward pressing, and we need to be prepared for that. We can't leave them any gaps open, but it's going to be a bit difficult for us to attack with 5 at the back. I think we're going to try and counter. We've got the pace for it, but it's just about, do we get those chances or can we take them, really?
So do you think it's smart?
It is to some extent, because it does give us, time. Oh, wait.
Look at this pressing from United in
Yeah,
here.
we have
five.
to. We got to start. But the thing is with United, we do this, and then after like 20 minutes, we kind of just usher it
drop
down.
off,
Yeah, and I think that's been our problem this season as well.
What are you doing? Bro?
A little bit frenetic here then at the start of the game, Will. The questions rolling in.
Yes, one from Mark Caldwell, more of a controversial statement. I think Adam Lallana, they're saying, would he be a good starter for Manchester United? Obviously, he's about 6th choice at Liverpool, but Harry, would you take him at United right now?
Maybe in a different time and age. Not now. I don't think Lallana. We need like proper players that are playing day in day out. He's injury prone, great player, but just not for United, not for me.
I think he's 31. I think this transfer in 2016 might be all right, but I think he started something like 8 games in the last 2 years. Can't get a look in at Liverpool despite being fully fit for quite a while now. I think that would just be such a backwards move. If they're going to go for a sort of Lallana-like player, just spend 80 million and get James Maddison in. He looks like he's going to be the future of England's midfield. So.
I think Maddison's a top draw player.
I agree.
Yeah.
But why would he go to United?
That's the thing. I think that's a decline.
Unless
right
he
now.
is a fan or something and he really wants to be there.
Money.
Wow.
Or the money, but
I mean, what a position for United fans to be in, classifying United as a step down from Leicester at the moment.
It could be though,
hurt.
It's true though. I mean,
3rd in the league.
It generally does look like Leicester have got a better chance of winning the league before United do.
That says a lot. Well-rounded squad. Who would you take out of Leicester if you had one player? I was going to say I'd go for Ndidi.
Ndidi's, I think he's proved, over the years that he's been sick. Because you know what it is? He came in after Kante left, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people was like, it's a lower level Kante, but he actually has been great. And it's those unsung heroes that sometimes win big games for you. So yeah,
I like the
definitely.
Turkish lad.
Soyuncu.
I like him.
Yeah.
Lord Farquhar.
Him and Van Dijk. I like him. Yeah, he looks like definitely something out of Lord of the Rings.
Or Shrek.
Yeah, proper like him.
Medieval.
He's
Very medieval. Yeah.
You know what? You see Bissaka, I really love him.
He's good
I feel like he just will try and win every single ball available to him.
Yeah, you're an infinitely better defence with him in the side. Who would you
100%.
take for Liverpool? Soyuncu? Is that
I'll
your
take
pick?
Soyuncu, yeah, I like
That's
him.
brave. He's had a good 6 games, but
Yeah, I can see talent when I see it, spot it, and that's the man for me.
all right, straight in with Soyuncu then. What about you? Dougie, if you're United?
If I was United...
We're not going to float the Sunderland...
If I was United, who I'd look to bring in? I think they definitely need a midfielder, but I'd also probably look to get a right winger in as well. There's always talk about Jadon Sancho. I just don't see why Jadon Sancho would go from Dortmund to United, particularly as they don't look anywhere near Champions League football this year.
Come on.
Probably go for a right wing. I mean,
Foul.
Oyarzabal from Real Sociedad started very well at the start of the season. He actually generally plays off the left, but he looks like he's ready for a big opportunity. I think he's something like 5 goals and 2 assists in La Liga so far, so maybe someone like him.
And what if you had to pinch a player from Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City?
For United... For United, I'd probably go, as I said before, maybe Maddison, but I do agree with Ndidi as well. But if I was Liverpool, I'd probably look for Ben Chilwell, but I don't know why he'd be satisfied with being a backup left-back. But I think Liverpool an injury to Robertson, and they're in a bit of problems there. Because you can't keep on relying on James Milner, as good as he is, to fill in just about everywhere with a few injuries. So maybe Ben Chilwell.
Yeah, what a guy. I think Manchester City was taking a serious look at Chilwell, weren't they?
Yeah.
At the start of last season. Wan-Bissaka, very far at the pitch here, United in an advanced position. Has it been the opening 2 or 3 minutes, Harry?
No, I'm all right with
it. Is this a positive Manchester United
been,
start?
So far, we look like we're trying to find some sort of rhythm here, but it's hard to break these lines.
This is some nice crisp passing. Just
But
Paul McTominay totally takes the sting out of that attack.
I do believe that us playing at Old Trafford is a big part of the reason why we're playing like this. Go on, whip it!
No one in there.
Absolute lack of presence there from United in the box.
He wants a slide tackle.
Rashford just doesn't seem like he's like a bit like.
Do you know what I mean? Like when
20%
I watch
off.
Rashford, the body language is second to none. Like it's like, all right, if you pass to me, I might shoot, and it's like he's not running, he's not chasing.
Do you think he's fully fit? A lot of people saying
definitely he is, because he wouldn't be playing for England as well.
That's so,
I believe it's more of a thing of his confidence is all the way down right now. And that goal against Bulgaria, no disrespect to Bulgaria, but that was not a good team, and it's not. Even the shot was an amazing shot, but it's like
straight down the middle.
Straight down the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Rashford does like this sort of occasion, though, doesn't he? I think a third of his Premier League goals have been against the top 6.
And with you watched the game last season when they came to Old Trafford. It was 0-0. They was tipped to beat us. They had everyone in the team as well. So these games are the games where United usually do play a bit well and win games. But I do believe if Liverpool do score 1 goal, that's going to deflate the whole stadium. And I think Rashford now playing at Old Trafford, the fans are onto him as well. They're screaming. Yeah, I was at the game. Like he missed a few chances, and they was just basically saying what he is right now.
Home crowd have turned on him.
Yeah.
You literally have no other strikers.
He takes too much on, though. I think he takes that like Manchester United like history and all the heritage on his shoulders a bit too much. I think. In terms of like, he should just be focused on being a number 9 or a number 10.
So he's being crushed by the burden at the moment.
I think so, a little bit. Like him and, we don't see Jesse as much now, but...
Jesse's not a young player no more. We can't give him an excuse. He's almost 27.
He's 34.
It's difficult hammering Rashford too much, though, because he just doesn't get much help as well.
No, do you know what?
Look, your best midfielder's been injured for the entirety of the season. Probably your best attacker, at least your most reliable.
There he is, obligatory picture.
He's in the building.
Why is he there?
He's completely isolated at times. I think United and an attacker just look so uninspired throughout most of the season. Good
all right, what do you say about the knuckleball free kicks then, guys? Because
he's changed them.
He's trying to do a bit more whip.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Whip on.
Because okay, look, I've spoken to a few people that have seen him train, and apparently he's one of the best trainers they've seen, and in training he's great. Yeah. But that means nothing when it comes to on the pitch. I know there's some players who are not good trainers, but are great on the pitch.
Well, it's nice to know he's professional behind the scenes, his preparation's good.
Really and truly, who really does care? I mean, it's like when it comes down to it, when you're not scoring goals, that is just the last thing anyone.
Santa Claus is like doing good in the factory, then he doesn't deliver the presents.
That's who United should get if they want best out of Rashford. Gareth Southgate. He is the answer.
Do you think
Eddie Howe, Gareth Southgate? What is going on in this show, gentlemen?
I'm thinking.
I'd rather Gareth than Eddie, I think.
Wow.
AD Boothroyd is the answer.
All right. Let's ask the viewers at home. Eddie Howe or Gareth Southgate? Let Will know in the comments who you'd rather have in charge of Manchester United.
Oh, that's a nice pass.
So even that, like, you think he'd be coming across the near post?
You know what? People would say that we're being harsh.
Yeah.
When we say that he should be running into the box, because if you look at all the great strikers, Suarez, Van Nistelrooy, you pass that ball you flip it into the box, they are there, right there. Header, close, it doesn't matter.
So when you judge Rashford now, are you judging him as a number 9? We're not acknowledging that there's been a transition from wide.
Let's forget the goals for 1 second. Let's look at his movement. It's non-existent. And it's not a movement of a player who is hungry for a chance.
That was levelled at Lukaku, that accusation before, wasn't it? That the movement wasn't there, and then that kind of quickly segued into there was a lack of desire.
Yeah.
Is it just whoever's playing 9 for Manchester United can't make it work?
I look at it like this, when you look at all the top teams that are scoring amazing goals at the moment, they have many players that are distributing passes to them. De Bruyne, you've got Bernardo, you've got so many players for Man City. For United, we don't have that. So it's like Lukaku's waiting for a pass that's non-existent. Do you know what I mean? He's just running around like a headless chicken. You see the same thing with
Good
It's a great
defender.
shot. Is that Robertson?
What happened, Evage?
Good challenge from Robertson.
Like you see the same with
Good free
Tottenham.
kick, good delivery.
Harry Kane's playing as an attacking midfield player more than a striker.
Yeah.
He's having to go back to find the ball. So
I think Rashford's best moments have often come like running in behind defence or with the ball at pace. But I think when the ball's coming into the box delivered from wide, I agree with Harry. I don't think his movement to the near post is particularly good. He's just really sort of flat and lethargic in the last couple of weeks. And maybe he needs a break. Maybe he needs a change of.
Hey, that's what is that there? Hey.
Wow.
Do you know what happened there, Vij? Bobby Firmino breaking through.
I don't know.
Was that a ping from the left channel? Bobby
is he
Firmino's
doing
got a
here?
flick on from Sadio Mane, and that one's come down with snow on it. But he'll bounce back. Firmino, what a start to the season he's had. Is he been your main man this year?
Brilliant player, man. I love players that are intelligent. I think that's a similar kind of IQ as maybe Ronaldo. People that get the ball and can hold it, can see the play. They've got like a 360 vision almost, where they know where everybody is. And I love players like that. So Firmino, obviously the connecting dot. Without him, I think the Mane, Salah, the trifecta wouldn't be as powerful. So I'm a big fan of Firmino.
Would you say that's the best front three in Europe at the moment?
It's a very good question. It's a very good question. Who else is in contention? Barcelona potentially still with Messi, Suarez, Dembele.
Man City, I suppose, when everyone's fully fit. Sane, Sterling, Aguero.
What three would you rather want when you're playing FIFA?
Oh, no,
three would you
it's got to be this three.
Yeah.
This three, when I'm playing FIFA, this three is frightening.
Pace.
Great,
Frightening,
they are on FIFA.
It's
They're
like
mad.
them two are just running, and you've got that guy that's just going to just be so silky and just find it in the back of the net. Yeah, they're
don't know
good.
what
So
you're
what do you
gonna
guys
get, are
think?
Yeah, I think this three. I think you see with Barcelona's front three, it just doesn't work for me. I think Griezmann didn't need to go there. I feel like he should have kind of just stayed at Flecko. So for me, I think this
Lost his legacy a little bit.
I think on form, probably Lewandowski, Koeman and Gnabry deserve a shout as well.
Definitely.
The way they ripped apart Spurs.
Yeah.
They've actually been a bit dodgy in the Bundesliga in the last couple of weeks, but I think they dropped points yesterday and they also lost to Hoffenheim. But when that front three is on fire...
Oi,
hello.
I love that.
Here we go.
Pass it, pass it. Oh, no!
I mean about Pereira.
What is that?
He saw his name in the lights, but then the lights dimmed.
That was dumb because he had a run on the right wing.
It was a power cut.
He had one
Yeah, the power- United have to do.
Someone said he had a good whip on
But
it.
this is what I was saying earlier when I rudely interrupted the bet. He's 23, like he's not going to get any better, and he's holding up Garner, he's holding up Greenwood. Like I just don't think Andreas Pereira is of the level of Man United.
Yeah,
and I might eat my words so early in the game, but I just don't think he's ready. His best spell was on loan at Granada in La Liga quite a few years ago. Then he played a pretty nothing spell at Valencia.
Where is that?
Got a bit of respect on the name. I think they're fifth in the league this year.
Whoa!
But it does feel a bit odd to say that Lukaku's probably blocking. You know, Greenwood will get the Lukaku minutes, and then Pereira comes into the side as a starter from the start of the season onwards. Yeah, a little bit weird. Will, have we got any other questions as Liverpool break through?
Yes, one from Mark Caldwell, who's been a consistent contributor to this fantastic stream.
Big up, Mark.
Where's it now? It's gone. What do you think of Sancho being punished coming back from international duty yesterday? Obviously, the manager left him out at the starting 11.
Good, man.
I don't really have much sympathy with him. I think your life as a footballer is relatively easy.
GG! Wijnaldum, hello.
Very intelligent.
Yeah, your life as a footballer is relatively easy. All you have to do is pretty much turn up on time for the bus and training. if you're late, you deserve to be dropped.
Unless it's a family problem.
Unless it's a serious issue.
You would have thought he would
You've got to get dropped, bruv.
And was there any extenuating circumstances? Was there
sure,
any
to be fair,
any
before
other information?
anymore.
Unless it was, every player should receive the same, punishment for not coming on time.
Yeah.
No one should be exempt at all just because you've been playing well or on form. So that's what's supposed to happen.
And you want to see the superstars, grounded occasionally. It's
to,
good for them to be humble.
And I
every
think
now
for
and
any
then,
young player who is watching Sancho, who's in the Borussia Dortmund team, if they saw that he wasn't punished, that's not a good example for them to set as well. So I think
agree.
it's the right thing for any team to do.
I mean, a couple of naughty England boys this week, actually.
Naughty England boys.
Did you see James
Why did that
Maddison?
sound so kinky from you?
James Maddison.
Naughty.
Naughty James Maddison as well.
Naughty.
Well, he went straight back into the Leicester lineup. However, the Jadon Sancho situation, I mean, you can't really go against what German clubs do with the youth, the way they rear their youth, because they're doing a bloody good job of it out there, aren't they? Talking of good jobs, Vij, what have you made of the opening 15 minutes of Liverpool's performance so far?
To be fair, so far it's been a bit underwhelming, but United a bit more energy than I think we're all used to, but I think that's the magnitude of the game. I'm expecting Liverpool to start pressing on and hopefully get a goal soon
Nice that, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little
and take more control
Thanks, lads.
of the game.
If the objective
Seems
was to
like
take
they're
the sting
doing.
out of it,
Hello?
you know, any sort of United, they were pressing.
Hello?
They were
Do you know what I
pressing
mean?
quite intently in the first 20, in the first 5-10, weren't they? So you've kind of taken the sting out of it from that
Yeah, it
standpoint.
seems like a little bit.
I'll be honest, guys, my heart's beating. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm just
Is it
thinking,
beating?
every time they get the ball,
Nerves.
I could just see it going, oh. You know when the fans go, oh. Yeah, I can just feel that happening.
Yeah, it's a big game today for Romero as well. Obviously, he hasn't played that
Do you know
much
how he
football
saves
recently.
every shot like that?
Oh, sorry, it's De Gea, of course.
Have you seen the way he saves every time?
Yeah.
Do you
Romero.
think he's the best number 2 in world football? Because that's pretty much that.
No,
I think
no,
that's on his
no,
LinkedIn bio. That is.
No,
You can't say
LinkedIn bio.
Romero without saying the second best goalkeeper.
I'd say
in the world.
at the moment,
number 2, sorry.
Adrian is.
Yeah.
Solid.
At the moment, Adrian is 100%. Because I forgot that he was Alisson was injured because that's how good he was.
It's the best
playing.
compliment.
Yeah.
Until Adrian tried to pass it out from the back, and
And then we realised,
was
oh,
a bit of a
Alisson's
disaster,
injured. Yeah, there it is.
Well, who's number 2 at Real Madrid?
Now it is not
Courtois.
Areola. He's gone to. Yeah. It's Areola.
Areola,
'Cause
okay.
Navas
Courtois-
was one of the best in the world at the time, being number 2.
King Kayla. Right, have we had any other questions to keep ticking over why this game sort
He was
of
a great player, man.
I always said,
sticks in the middle third?
this is what Man United do to big teams when they come to
Yeah,
Old
yeah,
Trafford.
yeah.
We nullify whatever
Just make the
source
game
they
boring,
had before. Yeah, make the game
Mm.
boring. Yeah, basically. Long live Jose Mourinho!
He lives.
Yes.
Yep, plenty of questions
think-
flying in. Chris, get them
on
in
then, mate.
using the Twitter @Football Daily. One from Aaron. He says, "Has Frank Lampard's start to the season surprised any of us?"
Yes. Huge.
Go on then, Critchley. What are you saying?
Hugely, like
poor, man.
I think last year at Derby they looked impressive, but had a really bad clean sheet record.
Yeah.
And everyone was expecting Chelsea to probably be the worst of the traditional big 6. I certainly was. But the way he's found a bit of consistency in recent games, I think they've now won 5 on the bounce. He seems to have sorted out the
wormed their way
defence
into
a bit
fourth.
more, wormed their way into 4th, albeit against a very poor Newcastle side yesterday. I don't think they created that much. The way he's got the most out of Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham's taken to the Premier League really easily. I think it's really exciting times if you're a Chelsea fan. I think they would have gone into the season with a lot of trepidation, but they must be enjoying the ride at the moment. A lot of homegrown players playing incredibly well. Tomori as well. Got to give him a shout out. I think he's probably been the second best centre-back after Matip so far, so happy days.
Yeah. Shout out for
Good
switching
analysis,
allegiance
that.
from
Very
Canada
good,
as well.
very good.
Solid analysis.
What about you guys, being fans of, two other clubs from the traditional top 6? Is there do you look at Chelsea with a little bit of envy in the way that they're sort of blood and
do you
youth
know
at the
what?
moment? Obviously less so Liverpool.
I'd say, from
Go on
since
then.
Carlo
Watch it. Go on then.
Oi.
Oh, who's
Yeah, since
gambling
I'd say
there?
from Ranieri came, Chelsea have always kind of levelled up somewhere, and they've always been able to find their way back into contention of being either a title-winning team or winning some sort of
Bounce back
trophies.
ability, yeah.
And with, like we said, with Derby last season, we saw how Lampard could possibly do as a manager. But the team just looked very young, youthful. It looks like a brand new Chelsea. So I feel like, because they've got 90,000 people on loan, it only makes sense if they can actually bring a few of them to play.
mate.
Do you know what I mean? So
I thought genuinely at the start of the season, he was a big downgrade on Sarri. I thought they were probably in contention to finish below Leicester. But do you think they're going to secure Champions League football?
Definitely,
What's the consensus now?
definitely, I feel like they've got enough firepower in terms of their scoring goals. I think the only thing they need to work on really is just the conceding side of things right now. But they look very, very good. When you watch Chelsea play, they look frightening every time they go forward. So
And it's strange to say, considering United beat them 4-0 on the opening day, but
Yeah.
their path since
yeah.
then have just gone.
But even that game, to be fair, was like, they had
flip.
the,
It was
they
much
had the
more even
post,
than that. Yeah.
couple chances early on for
Yeah,
Chelsea.
Tammy Abraham, if he scores that.
Yeah, exactly.
that changes
That
the whole
shot
game.
start of the
Yeah.
game, yeah, exactly.
It's interesting though because you look at the calibre of opposition they have played, and they have got very tough tests to come. I think it'd be.
They had a favourable run recently, haven't they? And they only just edged out the likes of Norwich, Sheffield United, didn't they?
They were solid against Liverpool as well. I was at that
Yeah.
game and they played quite good.
Yeah,
Going forward, very, very good side.
Kante got that great goal as well.
Yeah, great goal.
I think them getting rid of Hazard was the biggest thing they could have possibly done because he was such a big player, and it was like, who can we bring in to accommodate him? But they've had to kind of just go lower in terms of the quality of players, just to accommodate.
Splitting the
for everyone
responsibility
else.
across that forward line a bit more, aren't they?
Definitely, because I think even getting rid of David Luiz was very good for them as well, because it then gives Tomori a chance to shine, which he's done.
Oh, it's a
Zuma.
big risk, wasn't it? If Tomori doesn't bed in well, then it looks stupid, but he has
But
done.
then he's
so
another
he
player
looks
that
like
was
a
playing
genius.
he was at Derby, I think he was.
He was, yeah.
I think he won their Player of the Year.
So it just shows that he probably believed in the fact that this guy can probably thrive in a team where it's full of young players, English players as well.
Yeah, the thing I like about Tomori is just the fact he just showed no fear from the get-go. From about 35 yards, and I thought, wow, this is quite a player in serious comfort.
Oh, no. King Panther that was, yeah.
Oh, handball, ref, we'll play on.
Right, Doogie, sum up the...
come on.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Hold that your face.
Hello.
And then Rash.
No, Rashford.
That's straight
Do
to
you see what I mean about him?
What happened there, Harry?
Composure.
Explain how that unfurled.
Composure. Look, he's rushing. You've gone past Van Dijk, excited, cool. But compose yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's a player there. Don't just poke it in at him. But you know what? Listen, I'm not gonna. We haven't conceded yet.
You are looking much better. I mean,
we are.
You've closed off Liverpool.
Then we'll go and lose
well.
to Swindon 3-0. So it's like one of those things where I don't know how long this is going to last on for. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Liverpool haven't looked.
Like, I'm frightened, guys. I'm going to lie. If there was a scaredometer here, it would be pinging off.
Scaredometer. I don't want to, curse the commentator and all that, but your general shape has looked very good.
Yeah, it has.
In the opening 20 minutes.
I think Ollie going for the 5 at the back signified the intent of Liverpool, and if you give them the space, they're gonna. And there hasn't been space for them right now, hence why they haven't had a shot at the moment.
Here
we go.
There's a tussle.
Rashford turning on the afterburners here.
Yes.
See you, mate.
Well done.
Yeah, go on. Get on the. Come on, don't do this to me, guys. Do you know what I mean about this fraud? No, someone do him for fraud. Look, this is a joke.
What happened there then? Explain the situation.
I must say to you, he's on the floor, he is. Look at him.
He's absolutely Van Dijk. Pereira's picked up at the edge of the area, and that's taken a deflection, right? Otherwise, he should be stopped off immediately.
Maguire masterclass coming too. Bring on the slab.
Here we go. Manchester United seem to have just copied England's set pieces from the World Cup as well.
Yeah, well, we are an English team.
No originality.
It's not really cheated, is it? Right, come on. I just need to slap.
You've actually missed a couple of really good opportunities from corners this season already, haven't you? McTominay against Newcastle, Maguire as well. So one of them's got to pay.
So huge. Don't
Hello. Oh, bit unconvincing there from.
What is that?
We go again.
Slab. Oh, referee, come on, that's got to be.
Head injury, no?
Yeah.
He'll be
all right.
Okay.
Got to be cute there.
Trent Alexander-Arnold brings it out then. So a little bit of relief there for us, Will. Can we sneak a question in?
Yes, very long-winded question, but it's from Twitter as well. So if you want to get involved, at Football Daily, at Soccer AM, and the question should be appearing on screen right about now. It's from Ben Bessemer.
That is great.
Gents, if you had to pick a player from a team that isn't considered a big team, from any of the top 5 leagues, who would you pick to bring into your team? Doogie, maybe not Sunderland, but...
yeah, fair. No one wants to hear about Sunderland.
Harry's, we were talking about Leicester earlier. I think they might get raided at the end of the season if they don't kick on.
I would actually bring in Ruben Neves to Manchester United.
Nice.
I think with Ruben, technically he's absolutely up there with one of the most technical players in the league. And for Wolves, he's done amazing for them. Him and Moutinho have been great. And he killed us with a free kick as well. I think he did, or scored an amazing goal. I just think he's part of the Portugal team that's doing well as well.
He scores one absolute banger every 15 games, and that buys him enough goodwill.
I feel like he's involved in a lot of the goals as well.
Yeah.
From build-up play, I just think he's good. Very good player. I'll take him.
He is you don't have that profile of player at the moment, do you? So I can definitely see why you go for a Ruben Neves.
Yeah, like not a main guy.
Yeah.
But a guy that can do the job.
Vujic and some scouting in the lower half of the.
Is it Delafeu from Watford? Is it?
Yeah, Delafeu.
Yeah, I'll take Delafeu.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Shot.
Once again, remember that time he scored that goal? I think it was in the playoff when he chipped it.
The FA Cup one.
The FA Cup one when he just.
Yeah.
I like players that can make in a nothing situation pull something off.
Bit of magic.
And I think in a system like Liverpool's, where you can really grow as a player, I could see someone like Delafeu really growing and doing well. So I'll pick him.
Okay. Ruben Neves, Delafeu. 2 good answers. You looking at me now?
Well, we're 2 Football League teams and you're an SPL team. So
our opinions are null and void.
Yeah,
no one really cares. We'll have this conversation after the show. And I'll tell you, who Celtic should recruit from League One. Oh, hello! Oh, Harry Maguire.
Good. That's nice distribution.
A very suspect ball from Scott McTominay. I've got to say, no one's really shining at the moment, are they, fellas? What's going on? It's quite attritional. Doogie, what are we saying?
I feel like Liverpool are maybe moving the ball a bit slowly. I think it's been quite easy for United to deal with so far. It's all been in front of them. No one's really got in behind yet. I want to see a bit more zip on those passes. And United have had some dangerous moments on the break, but without really testing Alisson to any great extent either. Like, we just need some shots, lads. Come on.
We do. We need a bit of goal mouth drama. And I am actually hearing you wanted it before the show, Harry. Little price boost on Marcus Rashford, apparently. We'll keep you updated.
It's getting higher and higher.
There it is on screen right now. Rashford to score first was 5-1, now 7-1. Obviously, odds are accurate at the time of recording and subject to change. Go and check out the website for more details. But for now,
get on it.
De Gea is just taking a goal kick. So.
I believe. Look at McTominay. He's just McSauce. Do you know what I mean? He's just saucy. Rashford hasn't got a clue.
I think he's improved.
The other end of the scale. I love it.
Such a roller coaster with Harry. I'm really.
Do you know what?
I'm really starting to piece together what sort of fan you are.
Fans you're probably ever going to see, for the simple fact here, my emotions go off the precise second. So right now, I'm probably looking at Rashford like,
I like the
what
honesty.
are you doing? However, if he scores, he's one of the greatest players in the world. So it's
at least you have that awareness.
I think that's all football fans, though, isn't it?
Yeah, got to live in the moment.
Okay. Well, I think McTominay, on the subject of McSauce, he's breaking through now. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Shot on target.
Get him shot.
Yeah.
Daniel James.
Someone bring the shot on target goal. Finally have one after 25 minutes.
To be fair, United have been better than Liverpool.
Oh, he could have slipped in.
He could have slipped in DJ.
They've been in more threatening positions.
That's what I call him, you know.
I think that's one shot on target each. McTominay's improved massively at the start of this campaign, but should he still be a squad player at most?
No, I definitely do believe that he has, because he has the right to do that. For the simple fact, we haven't been good at all for one period this season, but he's been, if not our most consistent football player. In a league of like so many great teams, if you can be one of the highlight players and he's had a goal of the week, a month, whatever. So yeah, I think he's done well. If he continues playing like this, why not? It would be unfair for us to just hush him up because we've got a high-profile player. Do you know what I mean?
I think people are always quite keen to criticise him. I don't really know why. He's so young, he's still so unproven. I think he's because he's United's next big sort of midfield hope. Yeah. But like he's still discovering his game. I think he's shown enough.
Go on then.
That he should be.
Go on then.
Yes.
Oh, come on. That was nearly it. That's what we've been talking about.
We were nearly on with the price boost.
Marcus, I remember. Yeah, I remember that, Marcus. Dribble.
Who's he dusted off there? Matip. He's left Matip. He's just turned Matip into a terracotta warrior.
And as you said, Hamill, he's got a great record in the big games. I thought that was going to be it.
It's amazing by Rashford, I must say.
I'll be honest, man. United.
We look alright.
So far.
It's incoming, the Martian. It's incoming, you know. It's incoming.
There is a bit of a Martian. There's a moment, isn't it? You can feel it hanging in the air.
I can just see him coming on. You know, he does his little "I'm not bothered" face, but he really is bothered.
As he walks like this across the pitch.
Yeah, and he does that little side-eye look. Like, who's watching me? I love that.
Vuj, as a Liverpool fan, who are you worried about? Is it Rashford? Is it as simple as that? Anyone else threatening?
He's breaking down the midfield really well. But yeah, Rashford is a fast player. So and James is very
red
quick.
Red card.
But this is going to be a big test of character for Liverpool. If you want to win the league, games you're expected to win like this, even if you grind it out 1-0, that's how you win leagues. Mourinho did it a lot with Chelsea back in the day. That's what Liverpool need to win these games.
I feel like they've done quite a lot of that this season, especially like the football. Like the Southampton, the first half there, they were terrible.
Sheffield wasn't great.
Yeah, they've grinded it out.
Got the draw against Leicester City as well. They didn't play particularly well.
Yeah,
you do know that this is exactly what Vuj is saying. Like, if you really want to win the league, because I remember Chelsea was winning games.
I remember that 1-0.
Definitely should not have won, but if you can just whip it in, my friend.
This is some good football, Harry. Credit where credit's due. United working down the right with Wan-Bissaka.
My heart's beating, but hey. Supposed to be beaten anyway.
And we thought, your shape would be quite defensive, but in transition...
Oi, that's it!
Oh, that was it.
Oh, my God!
Pereira. Pereira's gambling more than Rashford.
That was a good ball as well.
That was a whipper.
Wan-Bissaka's got
goosebumps.
Have you really?
Yeah, look, half of my heart's Man United, half of it's an actual organ.
Pereira taking up some decent positions in the box. And then he gives it away.
Yeah.
Better off the ball than on the ball at the moment.
Man, I've got some.
But do you think
Trafford? It's Old Trafford. I'm telling you. Anfield.
Harry, you spoke about Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
Do you think you're... I mean, obviously you're missing Paul Pogba, who can be anything. Let's face it, he's a Swiss Army knife. But are you missing a deep line playmaker more so than a striker? What is the one... what one component would you like to hone in on?
I feel like, you see, with the formation I would love to play is having someone who's able to feed players the ball so they can do what they need to do, and I think Ruben Neves has that. And he also has for example, like Carrick. You know, Carrick could stay in that one position and play football just from there. We need a player like that.
Play it quicker.
Because it makes it easier for the likes of the Scholeses or whoever is further forward to play. And he can actually pick out a pass from anywhere. We need that.
I don't know how keen you are on stats, but only 3 teams have created fewer opportunities from open play than Man United.
Yeah.
You just need someone who can progress the ball through midfield. Harry Maguire, at the minute, stepping out, isn't it? Feels like he has to do it himself. There was a lot of moments. Who was your last game against, sorry?
Newcastle.
Against Newcastle, when he just didn't trust Fred with the ball. He just run past him
Fred doesn't
instead.
trust himself with the ball.
Right.
And it's evident. I mean, when
You had that chat with him, or?
No, you can just see. You see, if I was a visualist, I'd be able to suss it out. Yeah. But he's not confident, and I don't blame him. I think in a lower team where there's less, hype about your touch being so awful, then he would be all right. But because it's getting highlighted every single game, it's difficult. You pass the ball to him, and he just doesn't look happy receiving it.
I feel like the last good game he had was that PSG one, which we keep harking back to, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, that was ages ago.
Should you sign in January for you?
I was bored then.
Who would you sign?
Do you feel like you need another backup striker, another backup left back, like was mentioned by Doogie earlier, or who are you going for? Or do you don't want
anyone, really?
You don't want to upset the apple cart?
Ooh, we don't need anyone. We're winning all the time.
I love Sancho at Liverpool and Madison.
Yeah, Sancho would be crazy.
Sancho and Madison. There's that one guy from Salzburg, Leipzig that played.
Timo Werner?
No. The Korean guy that scored the goal.
Oh yeah,
I love
Salzburg.
He looked really good.
Yeah.
He looked really
Kwan.
good. Yeah, And
if you was to take Sancho,
the Korean market's crazy, so I'd go for it.
Good commercial.
Business commercials.
Have you seen Son? When Son went to, I think they done an American game, and Son, that half of the crowd was
South
Korean.
Yeah.
They just travel wherever the players kind of go.
Yeah,
Like Park Ji-sung, I remember we had so much, like South Korean followers.
Well, he looks like a quality player.
You said Madison. You've interviewed Madison on your channel. How was it?
Good guy, man.
Because he seems like a level-headed.
Yeah.
Did he say he was a Liverpool
Kind of
fan? Used to be, or?
No, he didn't say that. But he's obviously since that interview signed for Rock Nation as well. So he's had a positive impact, I think.
Yeah, casino
Casino
issues aside, but you know.
Yeah.
That's got to be the.
He left him there. He really did leave him.
That's got to be the strangest picture I've seen.
Herrera hasn't got a Scooby Doo.
Jay-Z and Madison.
I realise it. He hasn't got a Scooby.
Okay. Doogie?
Look, Herrera really wants to be a striker. He's all offside.
Oh, here we go. This is what we're looking for.
He's offside. Okay, guys, if we could get
offside as well.
I was going to say, how...
Did you see the way he was running as if he's a striker?
poor.
Look at him. Look. No awareness.
That's poor.
He's
That's
well offside.
poor, man.
Cristiano, I want your take on the last sort of 10 minutes as a neutral, because the game's it's not really changed.
It's not really changed, no. I feel like this reminds me quite a lot of the Leicester Man United game, which was the last time I was watching Man United on the Football Social.
And the Arsenal as well.
Yeah, like they've controlled it relatively well. There's not been that much danger, but there's been
No quality.
Guys.
a real lack of quality in midfield. And I find it strange that when Pogba was fit, OGS was using him as a sort of deep-lying playmaker. And I feel like with Pogba, you want to play as the most advanced of a midfield three with less sort of defensive responsibility going forward, because he's the one with sort of like his stride is so massive. He picks out fantastic passes.
He wants to play at the tip of a diamond, doesn't he?
Exactly.
He said
and
it
he's
publicly.
so good when he's played there.
Yeah.
And use, the workhorses of McTominay and even, I don't know, Fred or Matic behind them. I don't really mind about that, but get Pogba back fit, get him playing in front of this midfield, and I think he could honestly make the difference in a game like this. But at the 100%. Moment, even though United are probably edging it, I still think it's quite pedestrian.
You see like this, all of that stuff, dilly-dallying on the ball in front of those fast free players.
Oh.
That's where I thought Liverpool would score a goal. Because I feel like we've contained whatever they came here to do right now. It's been 20-something minutes.
You've got two of the best passing defenders, and they still can't find
and even the
Manchester United shirt.
The long passes, that's not Liverpool's DNA at all. Well, it's not Klopp's DNA. So it's like
It's a bit
we're pushing them to do stuff they don't want to do at the moment. We've got him out there where he shouldn't be there.
Rashford absolutely dusting someone off again.
Liverpool really struggling to get Mane
this time.
Really struggling to get Mane into the game. Like, I can't really remember seeing Mane in this whole first half.
No, barring that flick on for Firmino,
Exactly.
I don't think I've seen an awful lot. Mo Salah would definitely inject a little bit of pace, if nothing else, into this game down that right-hand side, wouldn't he? But
I haven't seen Liverpool be sort of controlled like this in a midfield game quite so easily this season. Maybe that second half against Chelsea when Chelsea started playing exceptionally well. But I don't know. Something needs to change in this game, lads. We need some goals.
Wait, is Fabinho playing?
Yeah, everyone that you could possibly think of is playing apart from Salah. So there's no really excuses why you're not playing well, apart from the fact that we're just got 5 at the back.
Here we go.
Right, here we go.
This is where it goes. This is where it happens.
Come on. Can Liverpool unpick United on the counter
on
here, like
3.
Harry predicted? Firmino! It's a decent save. Okay,
I said it. It's got to be a counter. There's
called
got
it.
to
Put
be.
your foot through
It's
it,
got to be
man.
something along those lines. Because the pace-wise, no one's catching him. Look at that
Should he be
touch.
doing better there?
Put your foot through it.
Not enough power on it.
I would have dummied that if that was me. Dummy.
Bang.
Bow.
Or to pass it. Or pass
I
to
would've done
Origi.
me that.
You see, if that was
pass it on.
Wijnaldum, we'd have passed to Origi.
What, and left it for
Or
Divock?
tapping, yeah.
But then that's
way faster.
that's what me. Shocking pass. He's got so much.
There he is again, Matty.
Neither side that keen to commit men going forward, are they? It's getting very long ball into the full-back areas, which we don't want to see. Will, have we got any questions while the game experiences a lull, to pick us up?
The whole game's been a lull, bro.
Yeah, taking it away from the two teams at play right now. Charlie Mather asked, do you think Tottenham will qualify for the Champions League this season? Obviously, it comes off the back of a bit of turmoil at the club, Chris, to say the least, on and off the pitch.
It certainly does. Do you want to take this question
sure.
first?
It's going to be a big ask now. They're quite a bit behind. But with the sort of fallibilities we've seen with the likes of Arsenal and United at times, it's not out of the question. But it just seems like that whole squad. I can't really think of anyone who's playing to their full potential at the moment. That Spurs squad. I think back.
Hello, Jordan.
Here we go. Come on.
I feel like De Gea's made that look slightly more dramatic than needs be.
Yeah, it's the nil.
That header lacked any pace.
Who is this with the little dink?
Hendo, yeah.
That was a dink.
It was good, but he did take.
But the reason why I was
all the
offside
speed
just
out
shows he's
of it,
not good enough. But hey, but like I was saying, I think Tottenham. You see, with Tottenham, they've got like a massive problem where it seems as if no one wants to play for the club anymore. I feel like everyone's exercised their frustrations. The fact that they didn't buy anyone last season. It's like, how do we grow as a team? Also, I do believe, and I don't know if anyone believes this, Son was playing a crucial part of the team when Kane was injured. Kane came back, and it's like, that's
Go!
Rashford! He's the GOAT!
Oh, my God. Best striker ever.
Best striker in the world.
Here we go. What's going on here?
7 to 1. It looks like Rashford. It looks like Rashford might have continued his fine form against top sides.
Harry setting himself up maybe for a VAR for. We've seen it about 4 times on this show.
Long live the price beast.
VAR can't do that to Harry. He will literally. It will turn into dust.
What are they debating?
I don't know. Maybe offside.
On this foul.
Oh, the foul.
Here we go. Lindelof coming in.
When did that foul happen?
Right at the top of the pitch. Oh, he has clipped him.
Oh, really?
Is that a bit soft?
Come on, guys. Look.
You know what?
Surely.
You know what? For the giggles, give the goal.
Is that coming?
For the stream, for the
There's people suffering out here.
Is that Daniel James?
Dan James.
Are they going to pull it back for that foul?
Harry, that's Rashford. Great movement.
That's what I want from him. I want you to run to the ball, mate.
You've been asking Rashford to hang around a 6-yard box.
That is a goal, man.
He's done so.
I've seen those ungiven.
We've waxed lyrical about Matip as well, but look at
That was a
marking from him.
fantastic pass, by the
goal.
way.
Oh,
What a goal.
And we did say if something was going to happen in the game, it'd come from a
hold
wide
on.
area.
What's happened?
Right. Hold your horses then, guys, because it's gone to VAR.
Smithy's a big VAR fan. He always talks about it not being clear. It's got to be clear and obvious.
That's an L. That is such an L. This basically celebrated, gone on my knee, slid, hurt my knee.
I mean, this game week's been a poor advert for VAR.
well, they're putting.
Yesterday was atrocious.
Yeah.
There was two. I was watching Sky Sports.
Leicester extremely fortunate to escape with the decision there with the Chris Wood goal as well.
They're putting such a massive threshold.
It's a goal! Get in there!
I think that's probably the right decision. Was it clear and obvious that was a foul?
It looks like it's
Marcus Rashford, I'm going to tweet about you today. I'm going to publicly apologise to... Do you know what? Can I tell you something? I went to Melwood, and the way I actually squeezed Klopp's hand, and I took a picture of Sadio Mane. It's the Drake effect. But it's the UK Harry effect, yeah?
Well, I'll tell you what, he is absolutely fuming on the
If we're
side.
honest, it is a foul.
Yeah.
I thought it was,
But
It's because the ref didn't give it, they can't really overturn it then.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be such a clear
United
and
win
obvious error.
today, and my whole week is sorted.
No, it's
That's Christmas sorted, isn't it, already?
Everything's sorted.
But you know what?
The league can end today.
Yeah. You know what? I think this game needed a goal, though.
What do you reckon Klopp's saying to them?
Content, we needed it for content.
But just in general.
And we appreciate you, being on the side of the goal there, Vuj.
No, because for football...
Thank you.
No, look, at the end of the day...
You are an amazing man.
We were sending that goodwill up to the VAR booth.
No, I'm a football fan. And this game was dire.
Yeah.
Dire.
Absolute Eric Dyer, we needed that. Eric,
Look at
Kieran,
it. Liverpool haven't been...
all the Dyers.
I can't lie to
Is
you,
this a
though,
foul?
yeah?
It is a foul, yeah.
It is a foul.
No.
It's a foul.
I disagree. Yes. Order in the courtroom. Order.
I'm quite split. I'm not sure that
Actually,
is a foul.
dives.
Yeah.
You know what? You
Back in
made
the
too much
day,
of it. It's a goal.
When
We're men.
when Ruddock would try tackling, your
When
shin
toxic
pads.
masculinity was in,
Yes.
no foul.
But
All right,
full
there we
credit
have it.
to McTominay, picked up the ball, released Dan James, and what a ball in from him. Laid
Fair
it onto
play
a
to you.
Did I not
for
say
Rashford.
earlier, McTominay masterclass?
And you said Rashford was the GOAT if he
know
was
what,
to score.
You've also said Eddie Howe in, so...
But who's to say with everything I've done so far, I've said so far?
You feel out the good opinions.
Is this
and
your
then that's-
tactic? Just cover the bases, just get as much out there as possible, and then when something happens, you're like,
That was me.
It's with me, yeah, I'm a scholar.
told you so.
Here we go.
Guys, are we going again?
Were people expecting it in the comments? What we're saying, Will?
I mean, I think the comments have been disabled because I think everyone's in absolute shock that Manchester United are winning.
Absolute meltdown. in the
No
comments.
foul, Manchester United goal. People disagreeing with the foul. I mean, that's the most contentious issue.
You know what? You can see he's looking for the foul.
Yeah.
He was on eBay there.
It feels.
You know what I'm saying? He was on eBay. Having a look at the
Immediate
bids.
delivery.
There was 7 days left and he went down. He put in a max bid. You don't do that, bro.
Put a coupon code.
You don't do
You've been
that.
buying too many football shirts
Exactly.
on eBay. You're living on
But
eBay. at
Divock
the moment.
Origi, let's be honest.
All right, I guarantee
went
this
down too
guy
easy.
is going to try and shoot or just misplace the pass. Because if it does actually hit the target, I am going to look like an absolute...
What do you
He's
do?
not gonna
It's
bang,
correct,
he's crossing it.
Surely he's not going for goal for
He
him.
put in a very decent ball in
Quite a bit
the
of
first
game.
20, didn't he?
That's nice.
Hello.
Go on, that's not
Take
bad.
that.
That's
Very
not bad.
sporty.
Who's that,
Okay, I mean,
Rojo?
United definitely the more positive side at the moment.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
I mean, awful ball from Rojo.
Oh, come on, boys!
Winning it back
McTominay
in decent
masterclass
areas.
bending.
Oh,
no. Oh, it's a great Daniel James.
Foul.
He's all right, isn't he?
Daniel James wants this, doesn't he?
He does.
Oh, unlucky, no one there.
That's the right ball, but no one's there.
Good defending that.
Great defending.
Shock. I've not seen Liverpool play this badly this season.
No, and they're just resorting to punting it to Sadio
much long
Mane.
ball,
What's
yeah.
going on?
What-
Oh, Mane.
And we've got to be honest, this is poor from Liverpool.
It's Old Trafford. Look, I guarantee you, yeah. You see when you play at Old Trafford, yeah, and you have your small section of fans, and it's getting drowned out by thousands of United fans, yeah. We've just scored.
Look at that.
That's going to dampen the whole mood right now.
I mean, if you can
What
survive
is
another
going
5
on?
minutes, United haven't lost a game at Old Trafford when leading at half-time in forever, have they? I think it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to... I think it's like plus 200
But
games
I
or
can
something
totally,
ridiculous.
I can say to
I
you
can
right
remember
now,
the stats back.
we draw this game, it's bad for us, and it's good for Liverpool.
What, from this position?
Yeah, 100%.
true.
Because it's like...
I'm hearing from the gantry, it's actually 282 games. So if you can make it another 4 minutes, Harry, then...
Funny
bang,
thing is,
you're in business.
283 is my actual favourite number.
Is it?
But what? I mean, it's just who saw this coming? Liverpool hadn't lost they lost 1 in 47, and they're losing to United without
You know what?
Martial, Pogba.
Stats don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. In this magnitude
love it.
of
Aye,
game,
it mattered when you were going for 18 consecutive
It didn't matter.
victories, unbeaten.
It didn't matter, 'cause at the end of the day, it's football.
You don't know equal City's record.
I don't care about the record.
But you can say like stats
win the
don't matter.
league.
It's a derby. It goes out the window.
football.
But Liverpool haven't even looked like they're up for
at
it for a derby. It's not. I haven't seen a
exactly.
full-blooded challenge. I
This is
haven't
what I'm
seen-
talking.
It's been so flat.
No matter of how many consecutive games won, if you're not up for it,
But
forget the stats.
At least you know you've got another 3 gears to go through because this is...
Yeah,
this
but
is
now
lacklustre,
they're playing
isn't it?
football, though.
Come on then, spread it. A little bit more intent here.
I
from
did say
Liverpool.
2-1, so whipping excursion.
You just
I did
wonder
say-
how late Salah pulled out and whether that's like maybe.
You see what I'm saying about Fred? Fred hasn't got a Scooby. Like, how do you hit your own player with a pass? Like, really,
But you can
go for it.
no.
Go for it. Who's that? Pereira.
Ferrer putting in a shift here.
Oh, GG, man. GG's amazing.
Referee's like letting it go. and
Liverpool,
he's-
something's not clicking here.
After
See-
hammering him earlier, Pereira actually hasn't played too badly.
Oh, yeah, he's played badly.
No, he's
I don't think he did
I'm
right.
just, do you know what it is? He hasn't. You know what? You're right. You're right.
he's looked
I'm going to
productive.
take the L. You're right.
What was that?
It's only 42 minutes, Harry. It could all change.
Pereira has
With
played.
Pereira, it most likely will.
But you did say earlier it's not beyond some of the individuals in this Manchester United midfield to make a mistake like that Fred pass we just saw. from.
There we go.
Oh my God. Oh, Sadio! No.
Yes!
It's the game stopped. What is going on? Is that legit?
It's going to be VAR. It's going to be.
What a weird goal.
Let me not celebrate. It's going to
Is
be
that onside?
How?
We got a game on our hands, lads.
I did say 2-1.
What is happening?
VAR. Let's just have VAR first. There's not.
Imagine if they disallow this.
VAR, in these two instances, has killed my celebration. I don't know about yours,
No, me
boys,
as well.
but-
I was celebrating. I'm like, no, let me not
I'm not
celebrate.
gonna
What's
get
mad?
excited yet.
But that's more like a pen.
What?
All the time.
Did that touch his hand?
But is
Handball.
it outside the unnatural silhouette, which is what's penalised?
That's-
Oh no, it's even if it's
I won't lie to you
accidental.
though. If that's given, that's very harsh.
I don't think it touches it.
That's very harsh.
It goes from knee
touches
to
his hand.
knee to hand.
Nah, it's a handball.
We need to see the other angle.
It is now. It is now any handball.
I cannot
For the
lie to you
attacking
though.
side, the
That
defending
is
side is a
shocking.
silhouette.
What, they're saying no goal?
Any attacking handball, it's a no goal. We needed that. We needed that for the stream. We needed that for the game.
Yeah, baby.
Looks like you're going to make it to half
Klopp's
time.
going to absolutely explode.
Klopp is going to give everyone a German slap.
A German slap.
Yeah.
What's a German slap?
Vash.
Oh, what has happened in the last 10 minutes? Drama.
Yeah,
It's a
I
rush.
can't lie to you guys. Yeah, I will say that was very, very, very harsh for
hard.
not to be a penalty. I'll be real with you.
You
I mean,
think
for me
so?
to
There
be a
was-
goal.
but-
Yeah.
I think that's a foul.
Look at that.
No, but he releases really well.
First things first, yeah. This is poor defending from Lindelof.
That's
You
poor.
can't let
switches
that.
off.
Yeah, look at that. That's shocking.
But VAR gets hammered. That is crucial that they saw that.
Yeah.
That is titles. That is
I
points
don't. Do
decided,
you know
that
what?
is
Yeah,
football history
I
made.
really did like
And they got it
VAR,
right.
the idea of it, but VAR needs to be ASAP with it. Like,
No,
That was
literally.
quite good, that was actually.
Wait. The
Ruined our
Tottenham game.
celebration.
No, but sometimes the Tottenham game yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was
the Dele
dreadful,
Alli was
yeah.
a handball.
Yeah.
And clearly there was a penalty for Watford.
Even Aston
I
Villa
don't get it.
yesterday.
What? Who's making the
It's
decision?
the people in Stockley Park. It's not
Shoot,
actually
where's
the
Stockley
technology.
Park?
No, where is
this park? Have they even got 4G
It's
there?
Liverpool Park.
Through there?
Look, the other day, 3G, yeah.
Off.
The data went. Say that happens one day. We're waiting 45 minutes.
Doogie's right that we get frustrated with technology when it's just the consistency of the people using the technology, and
Yeah.
it's getting to the point now where the VAR conversation is boring.
I
isn't it?
agree. And
It's
what
just-
annoys me is that they've what is the point in having technology if you're not going to intervene when referees have made wrong decisions for fear of ruining their integrity? If you can't have this halfway house of having
Forget their
technology and not
integrity,
intervene. Particularly the Tongan incident yesterday, that is a penalty clear as day.
Yeah.
How is that not?
Oh, Daniel James. Daniel James. Oh, I've had enough of you, Daniel. Give it back. Pereira.
What
Score from
was
there.
Daniel James doing down that right-hand side then, Harry? Explain for the people at home, who are watching the game. What's
Daniel
doing
James
this?
has taken initiative.
Yes.
He's looking at the spaces and saying,
Initiative.
I want to be there because I believe it's empty. Oops, there's the ball. Using his brain.
They're catching Robertson out a little bit down that left-hand side when he's pouring forward
I would
with
not.
Daniel James's pace.
Not
Fast
like
as
to
a
be
fast boy.
marking Atkinson walking down that tunnel at half time.
Yeah, he's going to be getting held abuse.
He
left, right,
will.
and centre.
The
But
Origi-
over here,
Have to use Fred the Red. Fred the Red for
in the
protection.
modern game, the Origi thing's a foul.
Yeah.
And that's not a goal.
all right, Ashley, are we going to do the thing he does?
You know when you feel like it's
In a
on going
man's
against
game.
you.
Oh, okay.
In a man's game, that's not a foul.
Sunday League, that's a play on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was that handball again somewhere in there? No.
Not
You
long
get a
left
yellow
now.
card for not sliding.
how's the
Sunday.
scope?
Not long left until half-time, gentlemen. There we have
Look,
it.
look, Klopp's gone.
Jurgen Klopp
Run
is
his jog.
sprinting down a touchline.
I always feel like this
He's
is
getting his laptop out.
this is all just for the cameras. Because
Potentially.
you still actually do have 15 minutes anyway. to talk.
I do not want
Young's
to
beating
be.
to the back. Young said first.
Did anyone else notice that? Young just gassing him into the...
Who would want to be a Liverpool player in half time, though? Klopp will be going furious.
They-
I would,
But
just for the
they
wages,
need-
but apart from that,
No, but they need a bit of, I don't know if you can say the B word, a bit of a
Spice up.
yeah.
on the face.
Yeah.
So we know
Sweaty.
that there's a lot more to come from Liverpool. Hopefully we see it in the second half, so this is actually a competition, because at the moment it's got a bit of a pre-season friendly.
I love it. They zoom into the fans.
I love that.
And there's explicitives on the screen.
Talking of the fans,
I love it.
we got any questions to keep us ticking over at half-time?
I mean, I think, yeah, like I said earlier, people are in absolute disbelief. But Vuj, for you, where do Liverpool change it if it sticks like this in the second half?
Just start playing football.
Yep.
Can't be knocking it long, hopeful balls. We've got players that are smart enough to be more patient, keep the ball, and play football. It's just been too erratic. It's been way too erratic. So that's the one thing for me. Maybe bring on James Milner.
I was going to say, would you keep that 11 and just put a rocket underneath him, or is there something you change in the midfield?
A rocket, and then maybe make some changes.
Rocket,
Rocket
then
in
Milner.
10 minutes, I reckon.
Rocket and then.
But Harry, you must be very pleased with this.
Over the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a range of
That's
emotions.
very diplomatic of you. That I'm over the moon.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Because I don't want to get too excited. I do feel like Liverpool are going to come out a different team. I don't think they're going to let this slide.
Do you try and anticipate that, or
We do, or we just
usual?
go with our own thing. I think because right now the only thing they can do is just attack more. We've nullified whatever attack they kind of wanted to do anyway. So for me, it's just keeping the same defensive formality and just trying to counter them as much as possible.
Do you worry about Ashley Young? I mean, he's playing the left wing back, so he's up and down. So do we feel like him tiring out?
The thing with Ashley Young is, as much as he is a bit old, he is consistent in these performances, which are really bad. But but in this predicament, he's actually played really well. So I give it to him today. He hasn't done anything wrong for me.
You have been better, to be.
He has.
To be very honest with you.
Bissaka's been great. I think him, Daniel James, and McTominay have been our best three players.
There's not really been a weak link. Pereira started a little bit topsy-turvy.
You know that kid at GCSEs when he's really bad, like in class?
Yeah.
And everybody thought he was going to get bad results.
Yeah, and he ended up
and then
doing
someone had
well.
like a really big chat with him, like the teacher that he liked.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting like 4 Bs and 2 Cs. Yeah.
And his mum comes into school like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I should have 4 Bs and 2 Cs.
And then the nerdy guy actually got really bad results because he had like family problems.
Yeah.
That's Liverpool right now. But you guys are...
But do you know what? I do think, though, this is an indication of how hard the Premier League is right now, because this is a game that is supposed to be won by Liverpool. They should be
Liverpool
winning.
landslide as well.
I was saying 4-0.
Yeah. My dad said 5-0. He said, you're going to the Sky to go and watch the team.
Do you reckon Salah...
Dad,
But Salah not playing is a big thing?
Definitely. Salah gives it... I feel like this is how the game is right now. This is how it's slanted right now. I think Salah literally does give it balance. Even though he's very, very, very greedy and very one-sided with his shooting, he does give it that balance, which they don't have right now.
And his style compared to Origi is so much more different.
Mane shouldn't be on the right. That's
the thing. It's much more versatile. Is when Salah plays, it's a much more versatile front three.
Yeah,
I think that is the key right now.
Passing, link-up play, not really a strength of his.
Kitchen sink, home base.
Yeah, he's a better finisher than he is passing, the ball 6 yards.
He needs to be on the end of a pass.
Yes, and I think, if people at home haven't, if you've not brought the game to life for them with your analogies and your passion, then there's not much more we can do. But we can hear more from ODS on January transfers with this half-time VT.
Might go wee still.
Oh, where's the toilet?
Now, because of the results, you have to get players in January to bolster what is a squad at the moment that's very young, obviously has injuries and lacks a little bit of experience.
If there are players available at the right price, I'm sure we'll spend them. I'm not going to go down the route of bringing players in on big contracts, big fees, if they're not the right one for the whole group and for the future.
Do you feel you've got the right structure above you, and do you feel that you're going to get the support, and have you got the assurances that you need over this next 12 months to rebuild this squad?
Of course, all the talks that I've had with the owners, with Ed Woodward and the club have been, I've got a 3-year contract now, so of course we're planning long term, and I've been given the job. Of course, if you lose a game or two, you don't wait for a call to be given assurances, but we have started out a plan, and a recruitment plan is in place. I am 100% sure from my time here that the structure is right, because it's always the manager who has the final say. Now I've been backed and given this job, and we've started it, and the recruitment has started really well.
If you got to the fans, obviously at the moment they're a little concerned, obviously the position in the league, and not necessarily the performances, more the results.
We've got our ambition, and the ambition at this club is to win trophies. You've got to win trophies playing the right way, but it's also giving our young lads a chance in our DNA. So we're building for the future, recruiting for the future. Of course, at the moment we're having a tough time, but the benefit will be there down the line, I'm sure. As you've said earlier on as well, the club is always going to be bouncing back, and this last 6 weeks have been hard. We'll be back.
Well, nature called for certain people.
Yes.
But we only need you, Harry, for this segment, because that was all about January transfers.
Yeah.
OGS gave his take on matters at hand.
Yeah.
Who would you be breaking the bank for in the winter window?
I don't think we need just one player. Like I said, I feel like it's an array of players that we need. But like I said, I just feel like we need a holding midfield player. Ndidi, would be great. We spoke about earlier about...
How much would you pay for Ndidi? Because I was ridiculed on Twitter for saying United should go as high as 100.
Yeah, I would ridicule as well. I would tweet you some stuff that you probably wouldn't like, probably block me. But most of us, I think he's worth about, in this current market, about 60 million, 50 million,
Okay,
50,
so you'd be
60
comfortable
million.
paying around that mark?
Yeah, simply
But
because...
Leicester don't deal for that sort of money.
They don't, but the thing is, though, they're going to have to. Because at the end of the day, if a player like Ndidi wants to leave, that's what he does, breaking up play and also just relieving players from, and that's what we need. For example, today we've got McTominay playing in that position, and we've got Fred kind of just being the holding player. If we had someone who was better than Fred, it's just better. I just think that's what we need right now.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. You enjoying that sandwich? You good? All right, fair
More
enough.
than the game.
I was going to ask about Liverpool, but you know.
Shout out to this. I can speak with my mouth open. It's a bit rude, but sorry.
No. Well, January transfer window. Who'd you go for? If you're Liverpool, you've said you don't upset the apple cart, but for the purpose of the question, you've got to sign one player, and you didn't spend anything in the summer, so budget is no limit at Liverpool. Who are you going for? You know, within reason. Don't say Messi, otherwise we'll just move on.
I wonder who's. I'm trying to think of a good creative, like an Insigne.
Yeah,
Insigne.
nice. Like a diminutive little, forward player. I love that.
What about João Felix? When you take João Felix right now?
Yeah, he's young as well.
Yeah, I think he's on the cusp to be very, very good. I think he's like another Bernardo Silva, create something out of nothing.
Yeah, how Felix, Sanchez, Sancho and Maddison. I like Maddison.
I mean, two of those players shortlisted for the Golden Boy.
Yeah.
What do we make of the Golden Boy? Who do you think should win it this year? I'm personally Team Sancho.
Yeah, same here. I just think assists, goals, the way he is growing as a player,
that's great.
I think it's great that he's not in England at the moment. I think
it's
good that we
need
can
more
see
players
him
going
doing
abroad,
it in Germany. I generally feel like if he was to ever come to England, he has to play for either City or Liverpool. I think they're the only two teams that would actually give him the level he's going at. He needs to be playing at a certain level, and I feel like going to any team lower than that it wouldn't be good for his growth.
Yeah.
Similar to Sterling, I think Sterling going to City was the greatest thing he ever done. Because now he's just levelled up.
It's having that coach as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You look at like what the Sterling's game changed under Pep. Like
I couldn't agree
Sancho
more.
having that.
I think, and Jadon Sancho, I do have visions of him in a Liverpool top. We gave the Golden Boy a bit of limelight on Eurofootball Daily. Are you sticking with your top three?
Yeah,
which were...
I'm sticking with De Ligt and then João Felix and then Sancho. I just feel like Sancho wasn't really his fault, but Dortmund's slight collapse at the tail end of last season might count against him. De Ligt won the double with Ajax, then went to Juventus, has looked a little bit shaky at times, but it's difficult to step in for Chiellini with his ACL injury. So, and then João Felix played a key role in Benfica's. I think they did the double at the back end of last year. It's really adapted well.
He was unreal from January onwards.
Yeah, really adapted well at Atletico Madrid as well. So, I mean, all three of them deserve credit. And then Guendouzi's been fantastic as well. You still forget how young he is as well. It's mental.
Future
19.
captain, I reckon. I reckon future captain.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably on the cusp now.
Yeah. What were they thinking with Jack?
Jack Arsenal captain? Mad, didn't it?
Who? Jack
Arsenal.
Do you know what? Yeah, that's another one that needs to be done for fraud as well. A lot of them just doing a crazy.
Feels like a format's coming here, Harry. You should take this away.
Yeah.
Head of fraud, Harry Pinero.
This should be the half-time segment whenever you're on. You just like read
fraud.
Yeah, no, do you know what? You see with Guendouzi, I really, he's like the only player I've seen since like Fabregas or Cazorla that passes forward. He would rather risk a pass than just keep possession for no reason, and I think that takes a lot of confidence.
Courage for young man,
I could just see him playing for Barcelona. Like I could just see him being an integral part of their team because I think he's that good.
Yeah, you take a look at his numbers and he can literally adapt to be what Arsenal need at any given moment, which is always a sign of a great player. We got any more questions from you, Will?
Yeah, speaking of captains, Harry, I know you were a bit disgruntled at Ashley Young walking out with the armband earlier. Who would you like? Let's do two-part. Who would you like to see with the armband now, and who is like your ultimate captain for United going forward?
Well, right now, I would actually give it to Maguire.
I was thinking Maguire.
Off the basis of he looks like a very sensible human being, knows what he's doing on the pitch as well. He won the league, right?
Yeah. Well, not with Leicester, no.
Oh, okay, well, he's part of a team that was champions. And also, he's an England centre-back as well. He just looks very mature and looks like someone that I would listen to if he was screaming at me from the back. Moving forward, does it have to be a United player or...?
You bring anyone you want in.
Okay. Could they still be playing football or retired?
You're the guest. You can do what you want.
Well, to be honest, the only captain I could possibly say that would actually was Roy Keane. Like, if we can get anyone like that, you don't, or Vieira or Gerrard, you don't get those captains again that lead by example. Not to say shouting at anyone, but just leading by example. And I don't think we have any players of that calibre at the moment, so I wouldn't.
Do you think Hendo's that sort of person for Liverpool, Vuj?
What, a good captain?
A good captain, leader, G's everyone up.
I think he's improved, and maybe he's been part of that club project. Klopp sees something that maybe some of us fickle fans, like I've been in the past, don't see. And you can see why he is the captain now. But I'd give it to Van Dijk.
He's the safe option, isn't it? Henderson's the safe option.
You give it to Van Dijk.
Do you think that's overly critical? Do you think that diminishes his contribution to this team by just saying, like, he's an average, he's an above-average player and he's a safe captain?
Yeah, and I think he just works so hard, and there must be a reason why he is the captain. But I would give it to Van Dijk next season.
Just harder to quantify.
But I don't think Klopp will do that, but I would give it to Van Dijk, because he's just become a talisman. He's an incredible player.
Yeah.
But Hendo, I don't know. I've been overly critical of him in the past. I'm trying to accept
Change your ways.
Yeah, and he's obviously, for that Liverpool machine and the Klopp vision, he's essential. That he needs someone in there who is going to be the energy and carry that whole pressing forward. So, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely. Klopp. I was listening to Ralph Honigstein talk about Klopp. He wrote the book on Jurgen Klopp, and he was saying that if people don't buy into his way of thinking, he is quite vocal, quite combative behind the scenes, and I think Henderson helps him execute that across all levels
energy,
at
right?
the club.
Yeah,
and he's just his guy, which I suppose makes it easier to rationalise. What are your thoughts on the current captains in these two teams? Because it does feel like a bit of a fall from grace from times gone by.
Yeah, it definitely does. I think I feel like everyone hammers Ashley Young, but it is probably deserved at times. I think he probably should have been moved aside a bit sooner. And some of United's contract situations in the last 12 months have been kind of confusing. I don't know why they offered Phil Jones a new deal. Don't know why they offered Juan Mata a new deal. Like, with the way United are trying to go, younger, more British, more promising, more energetic, these were just backward decisions. And I think they've made great strides in the transfer market in the last 12 months, but some of the contracts, I think they should have been a bit more brutal with getting rid of some of the deadwood.
And that, again, goes back to there being a lack of joint-up thinking between the players, the manager and the boardroom. What's you pointing at there, Will? And if you've got any closer to your laptop...
No, Jurgen Klopp having a stern word with Martin Atkinson. Speaking of contracts, one that just came to my head, nothing to do with this game. What do we think of Christian Benteke getting a brand one new year?
You know what
extension?
I'm going to say.
Huh?
You know what I'm going to say.
You need like a stamp and be like, fraud.
Or a little stamp. Fraud.
I mean, surely though, his agent, we should all be looking to get on their books.
He scored one of the greatest goals in the Liverpool Man United game.
Yeah.
I was there.
I feel like you're the football version of Road Traders, and they're just like...
Fraud. Yeah, but I think that is just, I don't know. Maybe they must have seen something in training. Maybe they know there's going to be a long season.
Strong physical presence.
He is, but he doesn't score goals. I mean,
they also don't have that many options. Like they've got Jordan Ayew, they've got Connor Wickham. I think Sorlof's now gone somewhere in Turkey. I've just never seen such a dramatic decline in a single player in Premier League history.
Yeah.
Like he was very good at Aston Villa. He was fine at Liverpool. He's so average now.
Yeah. He was statistically the most unlucky player in like world football.
But he's got one of the greatest headers ever.
Yeah, he's great. Even yesterday.
Yeah, he came on straight. Like he does this thing where it's just like bow. All the power.
The neck muscles on the guy.
Come on, boys.
Right, we've kicked back off here. I didn't think we'd be discussing Benteke's contract situation today, and we've come out of that nicely, guys. Well handled. Let's hope Liverpool show a little bit more fight in the second half, because, like Vuj said, just lacking a little bit.
I don't want to hope about that, but
lacking the oomph.
I feel like if you're Liverpool and you come back from this and win 2-1 or win
you've won the league.
It's really difficult to see them dropping up in the next couple of months, at least until the City game.
History's not on their side. 282 games United have seen out when leading at half-time. So...
And I'm not... to go back to that, I'm definitely not saying that Liverpool win the league if they win this. I just think that they don't play City until I think it's December. And those City games, obviously 8 points isn't that much when you've got to play City twice. But if they can get through this, then surely they've got to be the strongest favourites in in years and years. I think this is the best Premier League start we've seen in quite a while as well.
This is the first
Drama.
Premier
I can
League.
feel it in my bones. It's coming
I think
second
every
half.
year I
Drama.
say it, but this
This is
becomes
the one.
the best Premier League every season, just because every team just keeps levelling up, and Liverpool have started
Come on, you Redmond.
so well that if they lose this game, this is going to be the decline of them. I can just feel it.
You think so?
Mate, I
Yeah.
totally agree. The level, I think it coincides with the level of management in the Premier League. I think it's unrivaled in the top
It's
4 or
not just
5
Pep,
divisions. You cannot pick out a bad manager. We were trying to order them the other week, and we were
There we
talking
go.
about.
Where did you put Ollie?
I mean, I said it to John O'Shea on the opening show. Ollie's bottom
That's
5.
not a good ball, but that's Henderson.
It is, though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Harry, what's your take on that? I've put Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the bottom
Oh, he's got
5
in.
managerial candidates in the PL. Go on.
Hold on, I don't understand English right now. Yeah, I do as well.
Decent from Pereira.
And that's not to say he won't become.
No,
a
you've
manager,
got to look at his
but-
records, yeah. If we look at records, if we look at what he's done in English football, it hasn't really been good anyway.
Pedigree's not there, is it?
It's not. So,
Who's that?
Yeah, Ollie. So you have to put him in there if we're going to be real and honest about it.
Who's your top 5 managers on this so far?
Okay, Klopp. Pep.
Above Pep. Are we going
Not
in
top
order?
5, not in
Okay,
order.
okay,
I can't do in order. Klopp, Pep, Brendan Rodgers.
I like it. Nice shout.
Like I said, Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe's a great manager. And I
Established
think
that
the
already.
Wolves manager as well. Wolves manager.
Nuno Espirito
Nuno,
Santo.
I think them 5 for me. I think they can do anything.
Better than Emery, better than Poch.
That is a ball and a half.
He should have
That
gone
is.
first time, innit?
I look at Poch
volley.
right now.
Yeah.
and I
Quality.
think Poch is a great manager, but if we're going by his career as a manager in the Premier League, it hasn't actually been the best. No trophies.
Tough composition, though.
Has he not pulled Tottenham out into because before he was there, it was like Tottenham were in and out of top 4. But I think, until the start of this season, we'd say Tottenham are a top 4 team now.
It's going to be. I think the next few months for him are
Yeah.
crucial. This is his first proper test in his managerial career.
Yeah.
If he comes through, Spurs rediscover their form, and even finishing 4th this season, I think would be an achievement considering their sort of disarray. But I'm surprised no one's mentioned Manuel Pellegrini as well. Seriously, smashed it at Man City, took Malaga to a couple of minutes away from a Champions League semi-final.
Top 10.
Like
Massive points all at Real Madrid and lost out to a Guardiola.
I put him
Barcelona as well.
I'm not even, maybe not top 4, but 5th or 6th for me.
Yeah, I think top 10. I think that's a pretty safe shot.
Malaga then he made Champions League semi-final.
Yeah.
They had Isco.
Who was in goal?
Oh, I can't remember. But it was such a fun side.
Straight under the bus. Who was in goal for Malaga?
That was, they had a big
in
one.
their Champions
Please
League
let me
run.
know in the comments, because that's really good.
I've had a
memory.
sickening stat in my ear. If you're a Liverpool fan, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is actually 2 points better. Pretty surprising. And Jurgen Klopp was given time when he was first installed, wasn't he, to execute a vision. I suppose you said from game 1 you could see what he was doing.
Yeah,
so maybe that was more visible than what OGS is trying to do with United now. But does that surprise you, boys?
Arguably, yeah. I would say no, because when we was winning games, it wasn't really a philosophy. We was just attacking and scoring goals. Whereas we've known about Klopp from early on, from when he was at Dortmund. There's genuinely no difference with the way they played, Liverpool and Dortmund, in terms of.
It's not a head injury, bruv.
Yeah.
Let him lie around a bit. It's not a war, is he? It's a game.
I thought they were told to play on this year as well. That was like one of the major changes.
Oh, Daniel, no, take your time, take your time.
Even
Look,
Martin
he's
Atkinson's
fine.
playing
Look, he's got a bit of concussion. He'll be fine. Look, win.
Touching
Got
his
win.
stomach.
Yeah.
I mean, if that is a stomach injury, then Klopp has
he
every
needs to just
has
let it
every
go,
right
just
to be a
go
little bit annoyed there. Atkinson, those words after half time.
Plant-based diet.
That was a little.
But he fell on the ball.
Oh yeah, no. That's got. Giving him one in the
You
stomach.
can't be stopping the game for that, in my opinion. Anyway, let's have a couple of questions while Dan James rides around like a fish on a
Back
boat.
off one.
Yes, we were talking about ranking the top
back
5 managers. Someone's pleading at my heartstrings here, Chris. It's the unknown Liverpool fan, Jones. He says, Will, please answer my question. I ask every week on various shows, and it's never been featured. Is Klopp a better manager than Pep Guardiola?
We
We were picking top 5 managers. Who would you have, Klopp or Pep? At Sunderland, who would you take right now?
I'd take Klopp at Sunderland.
Would you
I don't
take
think-
both of them?
Pep's not suited to Sunderland. Whereas Klopp, I think we do better under him. But I would suggest that Pep's still the better manager. But I'll give Klopp a lot of credit in that he's worked his way up, whereas Pep was handed that Barcelona job and did a fantastic job, completely revolutionised the way people see football.
Yeah.
You see it throughout the game. Like the last 10 years, he has had the biggest imprint on how managers manage. But Klopp, fantastic work at Mainz, took a pretty a consistently sort of 5th or 6th Dortmund side, won 2 titles there. It's taken over
They were on the
Liverpool.
knees when he took over at Dortmund.
Taken over Liverpool with like Joe Allen and Jay Spearing and converted them
wow.
into two Champions League finals. Like, I mean, Klopp has done, in my opinion, a better job at Liverpool than Guardiola has done at City, just because of the resources that Pep had available to him when he took over at City and the spending he's also had as well.
So Klopp?
Big statement, but I still say Pep's the better manager. That was a bit.
I like that.
I like
What he
that.
said.
No, but you did basically say, guys, if you want to say Klopp, you can.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm just
do you know
covering
what-
my back.
Do you know what it is? I look at Klopp and I say, look, he's been to 2 Champions League finals, won one of them, only lost out to winning the Premier League by, what, 2 points or a point?
Yeah.
3 Champions League finals. Dortmund as well.
Dortmund as well. He deserved to win that trophy. And with Liverpool, there is not really a world-class player bar Van Dijk that was in that team. You could argue
What
that
is this lofting
Salah
it long
was.
thing?
You could argue that Mane was.
You wouldn't have qualified Salah as world class at the time. I mean, I think the world class argument it gets a little bit tenuous.
It does. I feel like
depends
we
what you
need
mean
to.
by world-class.
Yeah, I look at players and I say world class is someone like Ronaldinho, someone that is going to have a legacy as that player, regardless of how his career.
So you're saying
ended.
sort of top 10 players in the world?
In the world,
Right.
I personally wouldn't say Salah is, but numbers-wise, he's there.
That's
But-
controversial.
That's spicy, I like it.
Yeah, do you know what it is? I go off like he is a great finisher.
Right.
Player, I wouldn't say he is a world-class
But that is
player.
predominantly his role now, isn't it?
But then it's not Mane's.
So
Mane does
our
a bit of
definition
everything.
in the office, we settled a lot of arguments by coming up with a combined definition of world class, and it was if you were in the top 5 in the world for that position, then that qualifies you as world class. You know, trophies,
What would you
whatever
call
else, history
Salah's
aside.
position?
Right wing.
Inside forward, yeah.
Then
Right
yeah,
wing.
he is top 5 in that position then. But if you're talking strikers, he's not in that argument at all.
Okay, that's an argument I can get behind.
Yeah, but yeah, if we're talking on that side, Salah, he's like Robin in terms of like on that left foot, it's crazy.
To round this back off to the question though, United, who do you take if you're inexplicably offered both Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp?
I'm coming with Pep. Just off the basis, I love the football he plays. I watched City yesterday and there's a corner where it's Silva, Mendy and Sterling, and it's like they've got a triangle thing going on, and I love the way he's able to have these little games
Just fluid.
in certain pockets of the pitch, which end up being goals all the time.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really need good defenders. We've seen it.
Is there any point asking you? Would you dare say that you trade
I'd
Klopp for
say-
Guardiola?
I'd say Guardiola's better.
Oh, okay. Brutally honest. What were you going to say then, Duke? Sorry.
I was just going to say, that Palace game was fascinating. How Pep used Fernandinho and Rodri as a sort of makeshift centre-back pairing. It's easy to play it against Palace, but the way they basically just
Palace
played
did very well against them last season.
They
so,
did,
yeah,
they did.
Disservice.
They did, but the way that Rodri and Fernandinho basically stepped into the opposing halves, and they constantly played in that 40-metre space. And the way they just dominated the ball was a fantastic
109
display.
passes in that game for Rodri.
There we go.
Just 109.
Palace should have gone
Absolutely
for it, man. I think they sat back too much.
Yeah, I
Gave
agree.
them way too much respect.
Until Benteke came on with those incredible neck muscles.
Exactly.
Because you can get at this City team this year, particularly with
can,
their current injuries.
Especially with that centre-back
And the Liverpool
area.
team.
Do you sense a bit more of a vulnerability then in this City side? Are you more confident as a Liverpool fan this year than last year?
Yeah, definitely more vulnerability with them. But it's these games that matter the most because these are the ones where you either, I think, make or break your season.
Okay.
This 1-0, this is a huge game for the league.
There's something about. I'm not just saying it because to be
Controversial.
yeah, I do think Liverpool are going to score.
Okay.
I feel like
Off the basis of
You
his
think
first
so?
10 minutes?
it's
in the second half?
very like they look much more controlled on the ball now. There's not
a bit
much
better, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not much like waiting for us to make the next move. They look like they want to actually try it now.
And you think that just by virtue of sitting off, you're inviting it?
Yeah,
So,
like-
would you mix things up then right now if you're OGS, or do you just hope to see out this
No,
game in its
me
defensive shape?
personally, I'd love to. I'd wait for another mistake which I feel like could be detrimental, and then change it.
That's poor again from Fred.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that. I'd change him. Like I'd change him into another person. But like I just feel he just needs to just get out of the pitch really and truly. What happened to Achilles? Don't they happen anymore?
Who, sorry?
Achilles injuries. Don't they happen
He
anymore?
needs one.
Yeah, just to sober him up a bit.
Wow, that is pretty damning. But you know,
Dark.
Who have you
I had
got on your
another
bench?
joke, but
United have got. I mean, Liverpool have
I'm gonna
got
keep it
strength
to
in
myself.
depth. Who have United got to bring on if something happens to Fred, and we hope it doesn't? But if something happens
This
to
is
Fred,
what we do.
We've got Garner on the bench.
who are you going to bring on?
We then put Pereira back in, and then we bring on Martial. Yeah.
Pereira becomes your deep line playmaker. The guy who is ineffectual from the
He
right
has to
wing.
be. I mean, you can't run away from being a deep line. You get found out.
Okay, he was okay at Valencia in that position, wasn't he? I don't think he's played there since.
I'm telling you now, Liverpool score right now.
Yeah.
That Old Trafford crowd are going to go back to that feeling of, oh my God, here we go again.
The Ox,
And then
the Ox is warming up.
Yeah.
Mooch, is this something that
I love that.
makes your plums tingle or what?
It makes me feel okay. I'd have him on though. Who's going to go off though?
I think it'll be with Gigi, man.
Maybe
Ronaldo?
Gini,
Yeah, it'll be Gigi.
It's not going to be Fabinho, is it?
Oh, yes.
Fabinho is your go-to guy for everything. So,
Yeah, I don't know who'd go off.
Wijnaldum. What?
Okay, Ronaldo.
Do we just bring in jingles into this?
Yeah. I don't know why that just came to my head.
Oh, Remember that? Yeah, banging out of that.
Get your favourite jingle in the comments below,
Play,
guys.
it's not a head injury.
It's down again.
Play football. Don't
DJ.
be nice.
Last night the DJ saved my life. I don't like
There we
saying
go.
things
Play
when players
it,
go
but
down in
that's what
case
I'm
it's
saying.
serious. But
Yeah.
Daniel James for Wales, didn't he admit to going down
Ref.
to prevent
To
a
buy
counter-attack?
time, yeah.
What country are you reffing from?
And Giggs applauded it.
Yeah, nice one, Ryan.
It's a joke.
Big
Is he still down? I watch. Why is it? Yeah. Now when they go to him, he's
He
gonna
gets
get
up. Yeah. There you go.
There you go. He's getting up.
Love a bit of that.
A little look up there as well to the
I just
byline.
don't get it. But look, now he's getting up.
Alisson's being incredibly nice.
Yeah, Alisson's like, I don't want you to do this again.
Okay, I mean, he has eaten absolute
Yeah,
hit there, to be
Look
fair
at
to
that.
him.
Beam. Oh! That's horrible.
He has clattered it.
All right.
Red card.
I was wrong.
Wow.
The boy
He just sent Daniel
has
James
been-
back to the Victorian times.
His head
with his back off his
as well.
What year is it?
Yeah, he is in a completely different time zone right now.
I was
Let's
so
get some
wrong about
questions,
that.
Will, while Daniel James while they screw his head back
Lampard,
on.
didn't it?
Yes, gents, we've been talking a lot about transfers. Sam Forrest has asked, Edison Cavani is a... Can I get my words out?
Jeez.
Try again. Go again.
Master League player.
You know when you're looking at something now and I can't actually read it? I know, we all know what I want to say. So
Okay,
Edison Cavani.
Thank you.
I know exactly what you're going to say, and it's on screen right now for us, quite fortunately. But would you prefer someone like Cavani to Mandzukic, Harry? Because you've been linked with the pair of them in January.
I think he's got the best movement in the world as a striker.
Cavani?
His movement is second to none. I think the only player that I've seen with movement like that is in his team, which is Mbappe.
Okay.
And I think he needs about, like, even though he doesn't need a lot of chances, he will get those chances. I think in the Premier League as well, he would be crazy. So I'll
He's
take
a
Cavani.
thoroughbred poacher, though, right? And you're
Full-bred,
not generating those high-quality chances in the box. So do you think
But-
he'd be a little bit
because
frozen
I feel
out?
like we do whip the ball into the box quite a lot, and there's been chances where the ball has gone past
Okay.
an area where players should be, and I think Cavani instinctively will always be there. You can see even what they do for Uruguay, him and Suarez. It's just that the players are not good enough for it. But when they do get chances, it's just straight shots on target. So I think, he'll be great.
I mean, if you can get him on a free transfer, that'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it, do?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the sort of striker that United are realistically going to be able to attract in January. I think it's going to be really difficult for anyone to go to United. What are they now, 14th? Not after this result, but... and yeah, so they'll be shopping for the likes of Mandzukic, the likes of Cavani. You're over 30s, coming to the end of their career. And I think Cavani on a short-term contract, perfect. It could be sort of like a Zlatan impact. I think Cavani is generally that good. And before this season, he went about 5 years in a row of playing over 30 games. He's got a fantastic injury record. And as Harry said, great striker.
Did you wear the shirt in anticipation of that question?
I did.
Are you team
I was
Cavani?
prepping.
Yeah, fair. What were you going to say, Harry?
It's actually me that sent it in.
How old is he? How old is Cavani?
I think he's 33.
I'm gonna say 33, yeah.
But don't quote me on that. He's
That's old.
It's a bit. It's
How
a
old's
bit
Mandzukic?
34. I think.
33,
Oh,
34.
mate,
Approaching
forget about
34,
it.
so
That
you
question
are-
is invalid.
Cavani's 32.
Oh, sorry.
It's all about the contract, though. It's not. It's, it's like if it's a year, perfect. Don't tie him in on this massive Falcao deal and end up screwing yourself over financially. Just get him in for a year. Improve the side right now because he would walk into this.
Agreed.
side.
Yeah, he would
I also
really
think
walk into it.
Mandzukic is 33 as well, so I think I'm a year out on both players. So
Adding
really
age
let
to
myself
everyone,
down there. Sorry, guys. But now's a great time to say, if you're not subscribed, then please subscribe to the Football Daily channel, where we get all kind of facts about players just slightly wrong, but in the ballpark though, consistently. So
It's all about being in the
any
area.
other questions, Will? He's like a very classy
forward, my
gentleman as
bro.
well today.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, I just need a cigar. Don't have to smoke them, though. The question is from Shub. Vuj, Liverpool are losing. We live in a world of content where things change immediately.
Yeah.
Do we think Liverpool are going to bottle the Premier League is the question.
If it stays like this?
If it stays like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that answer. Love
If
it.
it stays like this.
Yeah.
which it will.
Because this is just not like, this isn't... It's
a bit weird, isn't it?
It's too weird.
It's very tense, the game. Like, it doesn't seem as if it's fluid.
Like, what's that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the way that Liverpool are playing...
It's so bitty. There's no
I feel like you're more disappointed with the performance right now than the result.
Yeah, that's
Is that
it.
a
Just
fair
the performance,
statement?
Not playing well with the ball, erratic touches, just losing it, it isn't clicking at all.
Ox coming on though for
That's better.
Divock Origi.
I'll take
We
that.
like
I think Origi wasn't suited for this game.
Yeah.
I prefer Ox.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Oh, it's a great ball in from Robertson though. That could have changed things pretty quickly.
This is it now, isn't it? This is it for half an hour.
Come on, let's have a bit of drama.
That back three becomes a back five, doesn't it?
When you've got Fabinho there right next to you.
But they do, I mean, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came back in, everyone was like, oh, it'll be the return to the United way of all-out attacking football. I haven't seen United play an attacking game. I mean, this is exactly what they need to do against Liverpool. I'm not hammering them in this game. But generally, my overriding emotion when I watch United this season is actually Borden. They're not exciting to watch. I'm sorry, Harry, you may disagree.
No, I agree so much that I feel like you're actually being too kind. Like, you know, with United, like, I've watched them like all my life, and this is probably the worst period of football I've ever seen. There is nothing. There's no identity in the team. It's just the emblem is the only thing I actually remember that I can only recognise. It's shocking. So this is how we actually need to start playing. I'd rather us play like this and get results than try and play this football which is not working for us at all.
If I hear the term flying wingers again, my head's going to come clean off. People don't even play traditional wingers now, do they? So like harking back to this early 2000 period is weird. Even when I hear Ole Gunnar Solskjaer say that, I think football has moved on. Why do you want to be the United of yesteryear? Does that not make you worry a little bit that he's not as forward-thinking as the top managers out there?
Yeah, but then you've got to look at the top managers out there, the players that they've got and the philosophy.
That is true.
Like, you got to look at Klopp. Like you said, he came with a really had not a good team, but his philosophy never changed. I think if Ole was to keep a philosophy, if he has one, and build on that with whatever players he has, and then can try and build on that. But if there's nothing, there's no philosophy. I don't even think Ole is known for anything apart from just trying each game.
Are you saying that he hasn't got the players though to install?
Even I don't even think the players is actually the main thing. I just think, look, we don't have a style of football that we play. Like, today's a good game. Look at that pass.
This has gone full championship. It's like we're watching Stoke against Hull.
And it's not Liverpool. This is actually what Man United do to teams. So, like, we watched it with the Arsenal game, which was shocking, terrible game.
What a game that was.
Then again, this game, Liverpool should actually be playing well, but it's our
We should be playing them off the pitch, shouldn't they? Really?
You
are cancelling them out completely, to be fair.
Which is good, but then it's like when we face other teams that are not.
Touch.
There we go.
Wow. Look at this, man.
Come on, here we go. Let's have a moment.
Edge of the area. Is that Ox?
Deflection.
So strange, though, isn't it? Because it's like they play so badly, and then they play against Leicester, and everyone was like, Leicester are going to go to... The people putting Leicester as favourites. They beat Leicester. This one, everyone... Vuj was saying 4-0. I thought 4-0, 5-0. And then...
Who was putting Leicester favourites at Anfield?
No, not at Anfield, at Old Trafford.
Oh, Old Trafford.
When they were going away
I thought you were
to
talking
beat
about
them.
Liverpool. I was going to say, that's crazy talk.
But I don't know, it's just, maybe it is, I mean, we've been talking a bit bad about it, but maybe it is that Fergie spirit.
Yeah. United haven't really threatened at the moment, have they? And that is why we're hearing there's a price boost on Rashford. Obviously, our sponsor Sky Bet must have heard you screaming for it in the opening exchanges of this stream. Rashford to score a brace, 15-2 now, odds accurate at the time of recording.
Get on it.
Subject to change. Go and look at the website if you want to hear more details.
I think the most damning thing you could probably say about Ole is if he lost his job tomorrow, which he obviously won't now. Do you see him getting another Premier League job? I honestly can't.
Well, this goes back to the hierarchy, doesn't it? The whole
an ambassador of Premier League.
But like, even if I know Hasenhüttl, how leaves Bournemouth, I generally don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be in anyone's top 10 for any job in the Premier League.
No, you go to Everton.
But if you want to liquidate your company, then you hire.
I'm not sure about that, but the whole thing was
finance expert Harry Pinero. It's fraud and liquidation.
You're an extremist, bro.
I'm rooting out all the bad things in football.
But it was like he was supposed to know Manchester United, and that was a criticism of previous regimes that they, like you said earlier, with Moyes getting rid of all the staff, all the people that knew what it meant to be at Manchester United. They've tried to tap into that.
But that's fine in 2013.
No, but he doesn't.
That was so dirty, Ox.
So we know he's not got the job based on his managerial abilities. His knowledge of the club plays into that.
So where else does that happen?
I think saying he doesn't get a job at another club is fair, but to be anticipated.
Not this height of.
No, I wouldn't even have him at Blues.
United's
You just hit it.
Birmingham gone.
United's parameters have just completely changed. Like, I think United this season would be delighted with fourth, and
Oh, yeah,
delighted.
fourth.
But like,
You're moving.
We're giving us too much.
But all I'm saying is, like, 6 years ago, that would have been a catastrophe. United's parameters have just changed completely. And it seems weird that we're hammering them so much because they're beating Liverpool, best team in the country at the moment. But you just think, like, yeah, this is the short-term, result.
Guys.
But where's the long-term vision?
Come on, guys.
Go on then.
Yes, sir.
Got to play a long
Daniel James is the long term.
ball.
What a ball.
Daniel,
Run at him. Run at him.
Play hard.
You know what, yeah? You're the GOAT. Yeah, you are. It's you. There you are.
The 15-2 was on then. What do you think of the hairstyle though? Because I think he's robbed that from Jesus on the side.
No, it looks like he's in a...
Tell you what, lovely spider cam action there as well.
yeah, big up Spider-Cam.
And the spider cam isn't appreciated enough, Will. So I'm glad you brought that.
No context spider cam.
Spider cam.
Just spraying it across the park. Question here from Khalid. Who are the favourites for the Champions League this year? Big fan of the show. Big fan of the
I said
show.
Barcelona pre-start of the season. Don't really think it anymore, but you can never rule out a team with Lionel Messi in it. I think the favourites are probably Man City, Liverpool. I think they're the best two teams in Europe at the moment. You might put Juventus maybe in the mix, Bayern in the mix as well, but Real Madrid and Barcelona don't look like their former selves. So
Chris?
I'd probably go Liverpool.
I want to know what these gentlemen think first.
I'd say anywhere that Ronaldo is playing has a chance. I feel like he's just such a big game player. I feel like they're such a defensive team in terms of they're so good with their defence. I feel like he's a one-chance player. You give him one chance and they can sit back and defend. I don't think they're going to play the greatest football, but it's just the Italian way of football. I feel that they'll be in and about...
700 goals now as well.
Yeah, also, I don't think Liverpool care about winning the Champions League this season. I think it's more about the Premier League.
Yeah.
City really want it. But yeah, I'd say for me, Juventus. I think Juventus are a very good shout.
Okay. So you went with Barcelona still? You're sticking on
Well,
them?
I'll stick with Barcelona, yeah.
Tempered with some other teams. We've got Barcelona, we've got Juventus, Vuj.
Juve. I like
as
Juve.
well?
I think it's a strong team, man.
He's got it right now.
And
I am.
Are you happy for Liverpool to not be, all chips in for?
Very happy.
Lallana, come on.
Very happy.
Lallana's coming on, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Yeah,
I'm
not a
really
problem
trying my
at all.
best to pick up your spirits here, Vuj. You're looking infuriated at the performance. To be
I'm more
honest.
infuriated. Yeah, this game is dead.
It's
And I just thought Liverpool could break through that kind of Man United resistance, but they haven't been on game at all. I just don't think it's been the same Liverpool.
You just
Maybe
find
with
yourself-
Salah, I reckon it would have been different, but if you're trying to win the league, you can't be playing like this, man.
This is the perfect way for Manchester United to play.
Yeah.
Right now, with the amount of quality that we've got on our team, which is quite
And I
fit.
feel like it seems as if Liverpool know that this is a big game, and they know in the title it means a lot. They're already kind of
I think we're
struggling.
I think you know
They
what
are
it is?
struggling to get into it.
Mentally, they're
They
struggling.
don't want to commit. Right
They're not.
now.
Liverpool
We're not giving them the
aren't
space to commit as
You're
well.
not. But Liverpool normally can play around that.
Who's Lallana coming on for then? Is it Van Adam's time?
Yeah,
Is his
probably
time up?
Ronaldo. Yeah, I think Milner has to come on as well.
I mean, he is very
Okay, so
adept at
penalty.
linking up the attack and the midfield, isn't he, Lallana? That's what he kind of specialises
This is where
in. So,
a player like Henderson for me is kind of unnecessary.
really, okay.
Because what's he doing? Well, he's on the that's Fabinho.
Yeah, maybe bring
doesn't
on
drive.
Shaqiri or something.
That's a challenge, you know. That's a great challenge.
Maybe go
Come
for
on,
the
DJ.
2-3-1.
Oh, that's a foul, ref. Yellow card, red card.
I just feel like,
Whoa.
Oh, why didn't he continue to play?
Yeah, you need a creative player.
Equality
This is
and
where you
diversity
need a Coutinho creative player, Madison.
First yellow card of the game there for Fabinho. And that's
See?
the second or third time that United have won it in
Poor
promising
from Mane.
positions there.
Poor from Mane. But this is what I mean. Mane normally doesn't lose
I
those
like that,
balls.
though. I feel like we're realising that Liverpool are just holding onto the ball a bit too much.
Look at that.
Trying
That's
to
not
find
Mane.
space, and we're
What
just
is
clamping
this?
it.
Perfect for the count as well, isn't it, with James
Great.
Rashford?
Great.
James has been very influential in this game, to be honest. He's probably
amazing.
edging my man of the match at the moment. What are we
100%,
saying with 20 minutes left, guys? Who's impressed you?
I feel like the back
in this
five of
90?
United systems work really well. I feel like Maguire and Lindelof have had pretty solid games.
Yeah.
And Calamity Rojo's not being up to his usual tricks.
I've not even heard his name mentioned.
Exactly.
No news is good news when it comes to Rojo, right?
They haven't actually had that much chances in order for us to test them, really and truly, which is against. I never really thought Liverpool would play this
A couple
way.
of good saves from De Gea in that first half, but I can't really remember any in the second half.
No, Vuji's yawning, but hopefully Adam Lallana will change that.
Slab.
Slabbers!
Release the slab.
His head's actually really flat at the top.
He's offside.
So when he headers, he just goes like that.
Right, we'll see now who Lallana is coming on
Henderson.
for. It is. You've called it, Vuj. You've called it. It's Henderson.
Give him the...
About time.
And I think Van Dijk will
let's
take
be
the
honest,
armband when
Mate,
he's
get off
vice
the...
captain.
He's been useless this game.
Hendo.
Well,
useless.
he does invite that sort of criticism when you're chasing a game like this, because he's just not able to affect the game.
If Henderson leaves Liverpool, where's he going?
That's a
I
great
don't
question.
think he will leave.
No, but let's just answer the question.
Okay.
He's
Where is he
absolutely
going?
not going to go to any top team.
Critchley, you're going to take this one first?
Everton.
Okay, what about, putting it out there, Mark Noble retires, he goes to West Ham.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's
West
like
Ham,
Yeah,
the
West Ham.
high. I don't think he gets
Bournemouth.
another top 6 job.
No.
I'm thinking around...
He can't go Everton.
Yeah.
He can't go Leicester.
and maybe one of those pretenders for the top 6. I mean,
Bournemouth?
Everton, if Schneiderlin's getting a game,
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson can do, a similar job from deep.
I mean, Everton's team is really, really, really bad. It's like
Good result against West
all the
Ham,
fringe players that didn't make it at top team go there.
Yeah, and they paid big money for them as well. Right?
Yeah, like Moise Keane.
Let's not dismiss Moise Keane's potential at the moment. That'd be pretty harsh.
I see with me, I don't know if I feel like I've got the football eye, but I can see a player and think he's going to have a long career.
Okay. What do you think of Richarlison?
What is that, my bro?
I think he's good,
Idiot.
but he's not going to beat Jesus.
Does he go for goal there?
No, it's a cross.
This is playing into United's hands right now, isn't it?
This is good.
Long ball.
I mean, you've got one of the best headers in the game at the back in Harry Maguire. Lindelof.
Oh, Ashley Young.
with everything.
Oh, unlucky, man.
Fred.
Fred doesn't know what he's doing. He's just like, oh my God, I hit the ball.
Fred just killed someone in the 6th row.
Yeah. Foul.
Not a very aesthetically pleasing shot, that. But you were talking about Everton and their lack of star players.
Yeah, I just feel like for Everton, it's very good because Everton's not like a top 4 team, so it's not like a disrespect to Everton in any way, shape or form. But if you look at the players that they've signed, Iwobi wasn't wanted by Arsenal, neither was Walcott, neither was Schneider. Most of the players...
nuts.
I mean, we'll take that. They spent over the last 3 years. They spent more.
It's a yellow,
not net,
bruv.
They've spent more than Liverpool, Arsenal, and Spurs. And yet, before yesterday, they were in the relegation zone.
Yeah.
Much needed result against West Ham. I thought Iwobi played pretty well in the 10, and Sigurdsson got a goal from him as well.
Yeah.
Much needed result.
It's
But Marco
yellow.
Silva's probably one of the most under pressure managers in the Premier League. Got to keep that run of form going.
Yeah, I mean, the summer, how they didn't bring another centre half, I think they were convinced they were going to get Kurt Zouma, and then the whole Lampard thing happened, and Zouma probably felt more comfortable staying at Chelsea and getting a chance, didn't he? But they are screaming out for another centre half.
Oh, that's great.
Awful free kick routine there. Trent Alexander-Arnold probably got barring KDB, the best delivery in the Premier League as
I
well.
agree with that. Yeah.
Awful, nothing is going Liverpool's
I think
way, is it?
Ward-Prowse is up there as well.
I think that's an underrated
Yeah,
shot.
that's a really good shot.
There we go.
That's it.
I feel like even when I feel like
Ashley Young with the pace.
There you go, boys.
Play him in. You got
Boys, you got to put him in.
Carry
He's
this.
offside. He's offside.
Switch
He
it.
wasn't reading the line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, paid.
Do you know what? Rashford's held it well today.
No,
really
do you know
nice
what?
play for him.
I'm going to actually...
yeah, it's got to go
We
first.
spoke about
time
his
for
kind of
Lion.
lack of number 9, traditional number 9
Switch it.
Honestly,
I
tactically,
don't mind that.
United,
We've done well.
This is
This is a tactical
It's great.
masterclass, if you ask me.
It's vintage Solskjaer, this is. It's what he's known for, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is what will get him the job at Bournemouth in 18 months' time.
Yeah, when we swap him for Eddie Howe.
Big time.
Oh, I love that. Even though it's nothing.
no, he's done all right.
That's the type of one if Hendo was...
Oi! Fred,
Things are finally getting tasty.
There you
this
go.
Is what,
I need another one.
this is what we like to see. Inject a little bit of
Guys.
momentum into this game.
I feel like the weird thing with Liverpool is that normally when they're contained in the middle,
Oh,
like
what's a
Trent and
No, not a ball.
Trent and Robertson normally have so much joy, like with whipped balls in. But I just feel like United have dealt with everything.
Yeah.
Balls into the box, balls down the middle. Like fair play to their defensive system because it's worked really
But it's
well.
not a surprise that they've been good at defending in this game because they've been okay defensively for the start of the season. They've just really struggled up front. And actually, apart from the goal, I mean, it's lucky that they got it because they've not really generated anything since, have they?
No, exactly. Yeah, I think they've got the best.
It's always going to be
according
smash and grab, yeah.
According to expected goals against, I know some people.
We've
don't
only
believe
conceded
in it.
8 goals this season.
Yeah, exactly. It's not too bad. I think Liverpool was 7 before this game, so it's not.
I think Sheffield United have conceded 7. So.
True.
I actually forget they're in the Premier League, you know. I actually forget they're here.
Really, I love Sheffield
Sheffield,
United.
Oh, I like Sheffield United.
Chris Wilder's
Sheffield
clearly
are great.
an extremely intelligent bloke. I don't know how he's getting
His post-match
these
interviews
results out
are
of those players.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, get a point at Liverpool, not happy with it. Performance isn't there. We should be winning that.
Dean Henderson makes a mistake. He needs to do better.
Yeah.
Pure on honesty, straight up.
They're getting clapped off, shouldn't be clapped off. What's going on?
A few more shouts here. We were talking about where would Jordan Henderson go if he left Liverpool, the big debate of the Football Social. Someone said Bournemouth or Southampton there. Big shout out to Sean David. Eugene McGeever, name of the stream so far.
Oi.
Do you think... no, that's the one. John J. Jones says, is this the biggest upset, he said, in Premier League history, but is this the biggest Premier League upset of the season so far?
Man United winning at home?
No.
Come on, John. What's his name? John
I think the biggest upset was
Norwich.
Norwich and City. For me, I think that was just like, how did that happen?
Yeah, Norwich.
Even Wolves, even though we thought they was going to lose, when they won, we wasn't.
Yellow card.
This is real Premier League football.
That's
what we're
vintage
talking about.
Rojo there.
That's vintage.
Wait, give a yellow, boy. This ref is... Oh, you can't swear, can you? This ref is an absolute bin bag. How's that not a yellow card? We're through attacking.
Yes, Rojo. Get in, Rojo.
Bin bag referee,
That's what we
man.
said at the start of the game, wasn't it?
That's bad.
That is
Lallana's up for 17 years now.
Look at Rojo.
Boots the
He's
ball
meant
into him for his
every...
trouble.
Right,
Come on, let's get a goal.
His delivery is second to none.
So in terms of games you've enjoyed...
Oi, that's a fantastic ball.
Or unexpected results, you're going Norwich, yeah? On this side of the
Yeah,
street.
100%. Norwich was just like wild.
And do you see Norwich surviving this season?
Pukki's
because
giving
despite all
me,
their good results,
he's giving me
they're
Michu vibes. You know Michu when he had that season?
Michu.
But I haven't heard Pukki scored a goal in a while now, so I don't know.
I think he scored for Finland.
Four games of that, yeah, but he's playing well for Finland.
Still doing all right.
I just feel like until yesterday they hadn't conceded. I think they'd conceded at least 2 goals in all of their games bar one.
Liverpool having a shocker.
Yeah, and
Shocker,
you're not going to stay in the Premier League if you
Shocker.
concede as many shots as they do and as many goals. I think it's going to be really difficult for Norwich to stay up, but I'm kind of enjoying the ride.
Same.
They're fun to watch.
I actually think that was the first clean sheet for the pair of them, Bournemouth and Norwich, when they played out that stalemate yesterday. Not one for the neutral. No. Ashley Young, though, rolling back the years here, Harry.
Ashley Young has been... Okay, Fred, what are you doing? Look at him. Just not... Seriously, that ball was
Here we go.
on. Look, if they score
Going
right
where?
now...
We're going nowhere.
Fred's Twitter, give me his
Harry
handle.
Maguire deserves a shout as well.
Give me Fred's Twitter handle and he'll block me.
Oh, well in.
Referee, red card! Yeah, there you go, I love all of that.
No trolling there, Harry.
Yeah, I'll be fascinated to see what happens after the show. He's going after Fred. Vuja's going after Martin Atkinson. So...
Martin Atkinson is on Twitter as well.
Is
he?
No, he's not.
Right, fair
Big
enough.
fan.
Sure,
We got any more questions while...
Just more comments there. We need Salah. We need him. Please come back for Liverpool. Salah. That's from Sharif.
I'm going to give him a call in a sec. He'll be there shortly.
I mean, has that been the? Has that been the one? If he was here.
Yeah,
The Balenciaga.
Yeah,
It's been the Balenciaga. It's been missing.
I mean, Liverpool, to be fair, it's a poor performance overall. Very, very poor performance.
bringing on Keita.
the forgotten man, Naby Keita.
He was so good at, was it Leipzig?
RB Leipzig,
Yeah, he was so good.
Towards the end of the last season as well, he seemed like he was
Yeah.
really getting into it as well. His injury came at an unfortunate time. And then prior to this game, Liverpool's midfield had been playing pretty well.
Very, very good.
It's his first Premier League appearance. This will be, and they
This is
desperately
brilliant.
need someone like him, don't they, at the moment? But
great.
No, we have.
just can't stay fit.
saying.
Yeah, I read quite an interesting article on The Athletic about him actually.
Well,
and they were just saying he's not used to, at Leipzig it was very much a free role, and he wasn't used to like going into this very structured system that Klopp implements. And it does, we've seen that with some Liverpool players taking a while to adapt.
Robertson being one.
Exactly. But I feel like Naby
spoke
Keita,
about-
when he gets
yeah.
fit, can make a massive difference to this Liverpool side.
Robertson told the Players Tribune that it takes at least 6 months to grow into this system, like no matter your match intelligence.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully Naby Keita can be decent.
See that ball there?
Are you doing a tactical breakdown?
analysis.
What's going on?
Yeah.
We're basically, we've come to the conclusion that the occasion was too big for Liverpool.
Maybe,
I
you
think
know.
the fact that they 9 games in a row.
Yeah.
And it's just ultra. I'm telling you now, guys.
No, but he's going to lose the ball.
Anfield rocking right now, yeah. Their fans would not allow.
But look, I told you, what did I say?
anything
He's
else.
going to lose the ball and he's lost it. Liverpool have
And
been atrocious.
He said
today.
it. He just said it now as well. We've been amazing defensively as well.
You have, but normally Liverpool
Can break it.
can break it. They're more accurate with their passing.
Yeah.
They've been so inaccurate, so sloppy the whole game.
Should I expect team answers from the pair of you from now on? Because I like that. That was like a little routine
Collaboration.
over there, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you came back.
I
with
think it makes
so-
sense because we're
No,
friends.
because you guys
We're
are
not-
talking about
we're
like
not enemies.
the Atlantic and shit. I don't want to chat about them. I'm watching this game, bro.
And you're not happy
And
about
I'm
it?
not happy, innit? Shout out to the Atlantic though, $7.99 and that. Come on.
So we're 10 minutes away from an amazing win from United. Yeah, this is great, guys. I think we should invite me every time United.
Yeah, to be fair play, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you coming on means a United win, but a turgid game, I'm conflicted.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I mean, what did I say before the game? Was it 6 in 23 they'd won? So this would be 7 in 24. It's been like it's not been the most entertaining game to watch. I don't think anyone would argue that. But like you've got to be impressed by some elements of United's play. Like Daniel James has been such a threat on the break. I think they defended exceptionally well.
Not great defending. Whenever they're just closing so quickly.
Yeah.
Like what is that?
The back five is a bit of a go-to for teams that are floundering, and United actually look pretty good in it, don't they? Do you think this is something they'll be utilising, moving forward against the top six?
I do think, with the personnel that we've used today, and we've done so well with this personnel, if we can get better players to be playing in these positions, this could possibly be a good formation for Oli to use.
That's great defending.
Because look, if we can defend and get a goal or 2 goals each game, then we're in a good position. And against one of the greatest teams in the Premier League at the moment, this is not bad at all.
Well, like Premier League era, not even just at the moment, yeah.
100%.
And defensively, you have a lot of pace as well, I think, because a lot of the players, the wing-backs, and
coming off.
you have a lot of pace when you're defending. So the Liverpool they're struggling to break through the ranks. You're just closing down really well.
Yeah, Liverpool had that good spell back 10 minutes before half-time, got that goal which was ruled offside by Mane.
Oh, yeah.
This half...
That wasn't even a spell, it was like a long ball.
Yeah, true, but it just felt like Liverpool were slightly coming back into this, and they started this half all right as well, but it's just been so flat and in front of United. As Vuj said, like all the long balls have been so easily mopped up or gone out of play or been about 20 metres.
Nothing's happening here because there's so many players in front of the ball.
Just in case it escaped your attention there, it was Wijnaldum who's come off for Naby Keita. Keita maybe a little bit more dynamic, probably more of a...
Oh my God, I've seen those given.
Keep your concentration. 10 minutes away from a massive result. You can't be missing balls like that.
Where did we go off this, first or something?
Massive for Liverpool this game.
Who was that?
Matip.
Wow. Through ball!
Wow. Nice.
Oh,
Go on.
I dare you, James.
Come on.
Run James, I dare you.
Carry it, James.
James, I dare you, please. I've got people at home watching that would love to see me get happy right now. Do it. Please.
And it's so slow again.
Oh, here we go again.
Liverpool back in shape now.
Okay,
the counter looked like it was briefly on there. Oh my God!
Oh, good effort, Fred. Was that Fred?
I
feel like I feel like that's one of those that we see the replay. I'll be miles wide.
Let's have a look.
Oh, I don't know, Hammer.
No,
not bad.
No, it's curving away.
It's wide.
That's almost gone off.
Good
metre or two. Yeah.
That was a corner.
Yeah, but Harry, as much stick as we give Fred.
He deserves that, actually.
He actually does.
Off there,
if he deserves me cussing him all the time, he deserves me.
You've got to know when to draw the line, haven't you?
Giving him his props.
We have the best bits at the end of this show, and it should just be Harry's different reaction to Rashford throughout the stream, I think.
Nah, it's going to be a fraud montage, isn't it?
Yeah. Fraud. How many times did I say fraud today? AM9! Come on, I wore this because of you, even though it's got your name, hasn't got your name on the back.
Harry, do you feel like this is just I want to say, not a freak one-off result, but do you think this has just been a right combination on the day, or is this the start of something?
One of the greatest Manchester United teams we've ever seen. And cut, guys. No. This is we've done well.
This has been a
subconsciously, guys. I thought we was going to win this game off the basis of last season. But to see it happening right now is good. But it's not over yet, so I don't want to be too excited.
But look at this. There's 4 of you around him. We've done well there, to be fair, but.
Move the ball faster. Go faster.
But Liverpool nervous. They're nervous.
It's so flat.
They're nervous.
How many touches do you want to take?
Yeah,
whip it in.
It's these China goals that go in.
Oh my God!
I told you.
Adam Lallana.
I told you.
Adam Lallana.
Super sub. Cannot believe it.
They're the type of goals that go in. I knew it.
They're going to win the league.
But you were getting deeper and deeper there. I was just about to say Liverpool 75% possession. A lot of it was meaningless.
You know what?
You
said whip it in.
It's not VAR. I just knew.
Let me check VAR.
That was going to go in.
Celebrate these days.
Mug of the day, me. So slow, and then I say whip it in, and then it goes back post. What do I know?
Were you telling him to whip it in?
I did tell him to whip it in.
Ashley Young. Ashley Young, where are you?
What's Ashley Young doing?
Is that Lindelof as well with the ball?
Come on!
Ashley Young's got his hand up. Absolutely pathetic.
Who's shocking defending?
Lindelof's gone to the ball when Young's left him.
Ashley Young's appealing for offside.
It's Pereira, isn't it, in the back stick?
That's mad.
What did I say about Pereira? Fraud.
I mean, probably
most
not.
Most undeserved point of the season.
All right, guys, do you understand about United now? Like, this is a very bad result. Off the basis of we was winning 1-0.
And the way you dominated as well.
No, but this is crucial for Liverpool. This is a huge test of character.
What did we say at the start, wasn't it? Playing badly.
This is it. You play badly, get a result. This for me would be a great result now. 1-1.
Do you know? I can only imagine
a draw
how
now is fantastic.
Man United fans feel right now because I was there for the Arsenal game, and it was the same thing. When you're leading a team and you lose, it's worse because...
Wow, what's just happened?
Yeah,
it's just open VAR.
Okay, just big
VAR might be
wall there.
kind of good because you celebrate twice.
Yeah. When it goes in your favour.
Yeah, Liverpool could win this game, you know.
Oh my days! Can you imagine the mood in the stadium right now? The tension.
If they turn it around, that's surely...
United
Forget the
are
mood
not
in the
used to
stadium.
being
The mood
in
is
this
there.
position.
So 2 minutes ago, you just said
Pretty loud
this
about
might be the most
football, isn't it?
undeserved
Yeah,
point
it's the best.
this match weekend. But do we really think United had done enough to secure all three?
I think they'd controlled them well enough. And like Liverpool, very little threat except for that. Don't really remember De Gea having to make that many saves, if any, this half. They obviously had that goal disallowed just before half time. We thought we were going to come out with a Jurgen Klopp rocket up there.
Keister, Meester.
I'm fuming.
And it just hasn't really happened.
Yeah, I'm fuming.
Like you would be, to be fair.
It just sunk in that we just conceded. Yeah, I'm fuming.
Football hasn't affected my mood in a while, but this game actually
No,
was.
I don't want to eat anymore. I was really hungry. I was thinking, I can't wait to go.
Harry's going on hunger strike.
Yeah, I'm fasting. Well, listen, we don't deserve... This is why Ollie has to go.
I
This
certainly
is why.
think Man United deserve a point, but you're inviting pressure.
The only
in that
point we
last 10.
deserve is a point to make the fact that we're rubbish, and that's the only point we deserve. I'm looking at us right now, and I'm looking at this guy. You haven't come out to the touchline to rear your players up. You just get an older guy, Mike Phelan, to come and do your job for you. That's bad. Terrible.
But this is the tightrope, isn't it? This is the tightrope that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is walking at the moment. A draw is bad.
thin.
A win is fantastic. A loss is you're out of a job.
Detrimental.
Nothing changes though if Ollie goes. They might have get a new manager and have like a winning effect that he had, but fundamentally it goes
So
deeper than that.
do we stay with Ollie?
A question for you all then. I was about to suggest, who would you bring in now feasibly? So he has to be either gettable or out of a job. That would
Arsene
be
Wenger.
better than.
Wow.
That'd be like an absolute WWE
Arsene
return.
Wenger at United.
You're claiming
yeah.
all the best bits at the end of this show, by the
Yeah,
way.
Arsene Wenger, yeah. Let's have it right. Was at a depleted Arsenal, yeah, and they're still depleted now. So we can clearly say it's not his fault. I think technically, as a manager, he knows what he's doing. He was a bit of a dinosaur.
Oh no!
It's on.
Oh no!
It's on. It's so on.
Here we go. Nice. Who is this?
Too slow. That was nearly it.
It's all right. Rinse, repeat.
Oh, yeah. Maguire, another good header.
Time. He's gone for it.
Oh my God!
Oh!
For United,
Go on, mate.
that are
my heart was
available,
beating.
I don't think Allegri would take it.
I wouldn't have shot.
But I think they could go for someone like Laurent Blanc. Knows the club if they want that, old player thing. Very good record at PSG, really underrated record there. Been available, and I just feel like it's not going to get better under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Does anyone realistically see him being in charge in a year and a half?
I think that's a fairly sensible suggestion, but someone from the gallery in my ears just gone, Laurent Blanc.
Well, come down here. we can have it out right here.
It just needs to. Did you see Woodward's interview this week where he was saying that it was disrespectful that people were saying he'd been bad with player transfers?
You what? Sorry, mate.
Disrespectful? Who is he?
They were saying it was disrespectful that he was people were having a go at him for controlling the club in terms of the transfer.
But I don't. No one's questioning that. Commercially speaking, he's got the Midas touch. He's generating income.
No, but they were saying it was bad that people would question his football ability, which is absolutely
But people should be
shocking.
questioning his player recruitment because.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. But he was saying it was disrespectful that people were questioning it.
And I'm saying
stinks.
that baffles me.
I can't think of a better head of marketing, but as a chief executive, no.
And it's about matching talent to the manager as well, right? It's not just about
Comes
bringing
in
a big
pairs,
name.
isn't it?
They've certainly done that.
And also, I don't know what Solskjaer's saying behind the scenes, but when you're so young in your managerial career, it's only going to help having a guiding hand above you. I feel like he's sort of relatively floundering with this inexperience above him, who are finance guys by owners that don't realistically want to put the money to the right degree that would get them out of this mix. Because it's not just 2 or 3 players with United. They need 4 or 5 to seriously get back to where they were in 2013/before. And also, it's an unpopular opinion, but Fergie, I think, has to take some responsibility as well. The squad he left was not particularly good. They got out of massive out-of-jail card with getting Robin Van Persie on the cheap, had a phenomenal season, but the players that he brought in as the next generation, the De Silva twins, Alex Butner was at the club, Cleverley was the next midfielder, Darren Gibson. These players were not ready to take Man United to the next
I
level.
think Butler's cutting about in Turkey now. Ooh! Good cross there. Liverpool piling under pressure in
Imagine
the last
if there's a winner here.
5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes of injury time. That'll be music to Liverpool fans' ears because there's only one team that's going to nick this now, unless I'm left eating my words, but
Yeah, my heart's
I
beating.
don't
I
think
can't lie to you guys.
that'll be the case.
Still respect the defender.
No, we've defended well, but I mean, now they've got the upper hand. They look like they want to get the last
How
goal.
many minutes left?
5 minutes.
5?
4 minutes and 30
Okay.
minutes.
Harry, so now the dust is settled and you're a little bit more emotionally stable in the face of conceding.
Emotionally stable. Who told you that?
1 point, okay.
No.
Would you have taken that before the game? No.
I would have taken it before the game, but if you score first at home and you're leading for like majority of the game, you should come away with 3 points. This is poor, and this is where we've been throughout the whole season.
So you're thinking bad game management?
I wouldn't just say bad game management. I say that was a defensive mistake because we have played well defensively.
Thought it was going in.
What a...
No, I knew.
Both the socks threatening.
But yeah, I say defensively we haven't been bad. It was just that mistake. But that's
Okay.
how the Premier League is. Do you know what I mean? So
Fine margins.
You have to, you know what? I have to
Yeah.
give it to Klopp as well. Good subs, because something wasn't working.
Yeah.
I think it was
You
that.
said Hendo, wasn't it?
You know when Liverpool play normally, you get the ball and they turn forward. I think this whole game, that hasn't been happening. We've got the ball and we've hesitated, gone back.
Too slow.
Yeah.
It's been too slow.
There's no impetus from the forward, was there?
Yeah, and now Chamberlain, very direct player. Lallana, definitely a very intelligent player. And we got a goal back. A very, very crucial goal.
What's
as well,
this
so.
substitution? Unless it's an injury, I mean, it's
it's
a bit...
pointless.
It's a rogue time, isn't it?
Yeah. I genuinely just don't feel
It's
very,
Brandon
very-
Williams, isn't it, who's been absolutely killing it in the reserves. But he looks, extremely sprightly, let's say.
So who wants to make their debut or one of their first appearances in this absolutely bare atmosphere?
Maguire.
Do you think he's bringing on Williams now? I'm going to be cynical here, just to say, we might have drawn
in there.
but another youth was given a chance.
If we
had
score,
7 youngsters on it.
I'm sliding straight there. Yeah.
I'll get
Our average
a bit
age
of
was
grease.
12.
Yeah. I don't need it. I don't mind a knee injury. I don't
No?
mind. Yeah.
He
Come on.
looks fresh out of the...
Bit more late drama.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Read about it.
This, you've not taken advantage of set pieces all season. Could you steal the points
This would just
now?
be perfect.
Beat
for
the
Sky
first man,
Sports.
Pereira.
It would be great at talking points for Sky Sports, guys.
Rubbish. No one's attacking
No
that.
one wants it. Back to him.
Oh, Jane.
No, you should have done that.
What's that?
Offside. And this will give United a chance to bring Brandon Williams on. Because that's Solskjaer's vision, just throw in minutes to youngsters at the end of games.
Nice quiff.
Nice quiff.
Whether that is right in front.
Pereira, you were shocking
Pereira,
today as well. Yeah, he started off okay, but he filtered out in the
Do you know
game.
what? That's actually, he's been better there than against like middling teams in the Premier League, Pereira.
I think it's his best game
yeah, I
of the
think
season, but
that's-
it's not much.
That's not a very high
And that says a
barometer.
lot about him. I mean, for me, you know what I mean? And hey, look, I'm not a guy that comes on here and just cusses these players. But I credit where credit is due. And there's
Coming
no
from
credit
Captain
to me.
Fraud, yeah.
Yeah, he's the owner of it. He owns the organisation, do you know what I mean? So.
He owns the organisation. Right, we've got 1 minute 30. Come on then, let's have a last minute surprise either way. Inject a bit of enthusiasm
Was it 5 minutes? I don't know.
into this.
Four.
It's 5, yeah.
Oh, calm.
Oi, slippity slip slip.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, throw in, yeah? They're going to long throw
I
in.
just want to see one more chance.
I just want that one chance.
That one chance will probably
just
go
want
in,
one
and then I'll be like, guys, take it
Concurrent
from my
through the
mic.
roof.
Go on.
Where have you been holding on to one
Yeah,
question?
no,
though?
bro, I'd be
one
absolutely
for the
gutted.
end.
I'm going to drive home to slow.
Come on.
Surely.
Hold on to it.
No, I mean,
Go wide, Robert.
Oh,
Go wide.
He wants another shot.
oh my God.
Low and hard. Oh, no!
It's too much.
Who was that with the
That's
ball?
it. Game.
Yeah. Game,
Set.
match.
I don't know. We've got one more goal kick. Come on, De Gea. Hurry this up.
This should have been a better ball.
Oh, that's a better ball.
Great
That's-
idea. Great idea.
Yeah, what's the right idea?
Mane and
Something-
Firmino waiting in the centre.
Great
as well.
idea. It's like Extension Rebellion.
It's a good thing I took off Mane.
Wrong execution.
Great idea, just wrong timing and location. We should save the environment, but maybe just stay away from zone 4 and 3.
That's a good point.
Just concentrate on zone 1.
And maybe not, protesting public transport, which is...
No, I'm fuming. I can't lie. I'm very. I'm fuming. Look at this.
Oh,
Here we
God.
go.
One last chance.
Right now, you
Lallana
are
again.
Town.
Come on.
Driving
corner,
forward.
Corner.
Come on, Mane.
Sadio.
Bit of
Come on,
Mane.
Sadio.
Bit of Mane magic.
Oh my God. Is VAR going to look at that? Is VAR going to look at that? Oh. Come on, VAR.
Oh, why are they not all over?
Have a look.
Shoulder.
I think it's
Shoulder.
It's a shoulder.
Fred, you lucky boy. You're lucky. You're
Got a lot of
just-
nervous energy right now. I don't really know why. Come on.
Yeah.
What's he doing there?
You actually done it really.
You just leave it, don't you?
Are you sure that was a shoulder?
That's what he done. He went like this. Ooh, that's in that. It's a salsa, isn't it?
Did it hit him here? Is that hat part of the hand?
Are they checking?
Yeah, if it hit here, but I think it was more here.
Nah, bro, that's here.
Was it there?
It was there. It was.
It looked clean.
That wasn't a shoulder, that's a pen, bro.
It felt like a joint movement.
Yeah, it looked clean on the
I thought
joint.
that was shoulder. I was quite Dele Alli.
Just here.
If
They
give
are
that as a
checking
penalty,
it. They
I'm
are
gonna go
checking it.
mental.
Oh,
I'm going to go
imagine.
Corner, no.
Corner.
Say.
Play continues.
Okay.
Alisson surely got to be up.
This is the last kick of the game, right?
Yeah, this is it.
And it's on our.
Honestly, I thought that was a...
Van Dijk's going in for this.
This
one.
could be pandemonium. Come on. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a good ball as well.
William.
Is that Brandon Williams?
Yeah, done. Game done.
I think that's it.
There we go. That's his contribution for the game.
Was that, people back home, was that a pen? I beg you have another look.
Let me have a little look in here.
That's it. End of the game.
A bit of a
Pretty
fight,
anticlimactic in the end, but Liverpool were better in the second half.
Yeah, better. But that's it. I think those changes played a big part for Liverpool, and to get away with a point from this game, I think is a great result.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously 4-0 was the prediction, and I would have taken that, but this is solid. If the way the game was going in the context of the game, this is a very good result.
Well, I'm a bit undefeated, which the momentum continues into next week. And you're not happy with a point, Harry?
I'm not. If you said to me, what would I take beginning of the game, I'll take a point. But when we're leading 1-0 for 81 minutes of a football game, we should be able to see it out, especially when we're at home as well. So I'm really disappointed. You can see how happy Liverpool players and manager are in comparison to us. This is another game, another drop points. Questions have to be asked again.
Yeah.
Ollie, are you able to get 3 points? When's the next time we're going to win? So many questions. Really upset because that should have been 3 points. Easy. Liverpool did not play good. If they had played half the amount of how they've played during the season, we would have lost this game. So,
I certainly agree with you on that. Dougie, from a neutral's point of view?
Well, I think with United's injuries, this is just a really abject performance from Liverpool. I think that's probably the talking point. I thought they were really, really poor. Maybe a little bit better in the last 10 minutes or so, created a few more opportunities, but the general standard of their midfield, didn't think they kept hold of the ball very well, didn't think their passing was anywhere near good enough. It's the worst I've seen them play. I can't even remember seeing them play as badly as that. Maybe in the past, maybe in the Red Star Belgrade last year in the Champions League, but other than that, I thought they were really poor today.
Saving it for our live stream. Quality. Cheers, Liverpool. Will, what were your thoughts on the game, mate, before we dive into the comments?
I said at the start 1-1, actually, didn't I?
You did.
You're delighted. I thought that.
The first time you've gone conservative with a guess.
Well done, brother.
I'm just a bit shocked at myself. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, dude.
No, absolute pleasure.
I'm just delighted I got something right, so do I win anything?
So you've won today. You're the winner.
You are the winner.
Okay.
It was a poor game, really, wasn't it? No chances for either side. I think Liverpool is just talking about that momentum and keeping it going. I mean, we did a football social at the start of January when Man City won and flipped it and got the momentum, but I just feel like it's Liverpool's this year. Just something in the water.
Momentum is very precious.
It's not fluoride.
A point clawed back there for Liverpool, I think. What are the fans saying?
I mean, people are still talking about that penalty decision, but I think contentious to say. I mean, I think it's more Liverpool fans saying.
I don't know what is an arm in England. Maybe it's different in other countries. But
I mean, yeah, arm silhouettes. I mean, there's so many definitions.
What's an arm? Like, where does the arm start?
from the under shoulder part.
That's a lie.
that famous joint, the under shoulder pot. Yeah. Guys, let us know if you thought it was a penalty in the comments below. We're going to look at the table now to see what this has done to the Premier League.
Oh, yes.
United move
fighting relegation. At least we're doing well.
To 13. So you're now, marginally better off from where you started. On 10 points.
I'm not going to lie, yeah.
Liverpool.
That is sad.
What analysis. Liverpool stay at the top, 6 points clear, still sitting pretty. It's a healthy buffer between Liverpool and Manchester City, but like you said, that was the case going into the Christmas period last season. So Man City still hot on their heels. Vuj, from here, how confident are you that, obviously last season, City overturned that 7-point deficit, that won't happen this year? Have they grown? Have they learnt from that?
I think they have. I think these games are big shows of that. When Liverpool to get a point here is massive, playing how they were playing, and to win leagues you do sometimes have to play pretty badly and get points. And next week is Tottenham at home, big game to win that one. And then obviously you've got Man City in November. I'm not sure exactly what the date is. That's going to be huge. You have to just keep getting the points on the board and not losing and getting as many victories. And I think they're better. They have more chance than last season.
Yeah. It's a good period to play Tottenham right now as well, isn't it? So, lads, let's have a few more questions and then I guess we'll call it a day.
Yeah, gents, who was your man of the match going round? I mean, slim pickings, but was there any standout performances for you, Harry?
I'd say Daniel James.
Yeah.
I think he ran. He was very frightening on the ball. He looked like he's the only player that was able to create something in our team. I see him tracking back quite a lot as well.
Yeah.
He literally ran his heart into the ground. Another player which played okay for me, but kind of filtered out of the game was McTominay. He started off really good, was making little lines through. But yeah, I'll say Daniel James was the most consistent for me.
What about you, Vuj? I mean, it was...
For me, McTominay.
Yeah.
And James, yeah. McTominay, that midfield and the way they intercepted a lot of Liverpool's play. And James is always a threat on counter-attack, and in general, the boy's so quick. So I'm a big fan of James. I love quick players, even... what's his name at Wolves with the back off?
Adama
Traore.
Yeah.
I love players like that. I've always loved them. Cisse as well. You want to just kick it and run.
Yeah, run. Yeah.
James has got that about him, and he's not a Theo Walcott. So, yeah, good, well played for him today. Yeah.
That's one of the day.
Dan James deserves a big mention. I also thought they defended pretty well. I thought Lindelof was pretty solid at the back. Maguire. To be honest, it's difficult to find a standout from that game, really. It's pretty low quality. But yeah, probably one of Daniel James or Harry Maguire. Probably.
Back three worked well, actually, didn't it? It's the first time it's been really utilised this season.
It did, and no one said Jordan Henderson, but we can hear from him now in a Football Social first. So, over to Big Jord.
Jordan, I saw you had your arm round Adam as you came off the pitch. Do you owe him a large thanks today?
Yeah, definitely, I'm delighted for him because he worked so hard and he deserves a bit of luck, to come on and get a goal. I'm delighted for him, and he saved us with a point a day, and it could be a big point come the end of the season. So, yeah, I'm delighted for him, but we could have been better today, we know that. I still feel as though towards the second half we were much better and wanted to go and win the game, but if you can't win, don't lose, and thanks to this man, we never.
It was far from a vintage performance. What was the problem today?
I'm not sure. I thought it was quite scrappy first half. We weren't fluid enough. We weren't playing football at all, really, first half. It was quite scrappy. Second half, I thought we caused them more problems, especially towards the end of the game. And yeah, we were pushing for the winner towards the end, but couldn't find it.
What were the manager's instructions to you when he sent you on, Adam?
Just make an impact. We've got 25 minutes left, and yeah, like Jordan said, we probably weren't at our best today. But at times like that, you have to look to the bench, and you have to come on and change the game. I thought Ox done extremely well when he come on, and listen, if we're going to win the league, if we're going to compete to take the title, then we're not going to need just 11. We're going to need a squad, and if that's what we can take out of today's game, then brilliant. And I think it is a point gained. We weren't at our best. Never the case as form goes out the window in these kind of games.
Did you feel like you were heading towards that banana skin that the manager referred to?
Not really. I think, especially when I came on, it felt that after 10 minutes we kind of controlled the game, and towards the end I thought we were the only team that were going to go and get 3 points.
What was the feeling amongst the Liverpool players on their goal and the foul and the build-up to it, or the foul that the Liverpool players were claiming?
I think you know what the feeling was because you've seen all of our reactions when they went in. You probably know better than me because you've looked back at it. I just felt as though the referee gave a lot of them free kicks to them, similar type of free kicks in the first half, and that one for me was very similar to the one he gave Marcus early on, and he didn't give it for us. But we've got to defend the goal better, and it's no excuse for us. And yeah, performance level wasn't up to our normal standards, so we've got to accept, move on, learn from the game. Take the positives, learn from the negatives, and keep going, keep pushing.
Psychologically, though, Adam, how big is the difference between losing here today and coming away with something?
Yeah, it's huge. We've come to Old Trafford and we've got a point. Probably take that at the beginning of the season, and we're still unbeaten this season. So huge positives considering we didn't play our best. But like Jordan said, we learn, we move on, and we've got Genk midweek now, and then Spurs at Anfield at the weekend.
Well done. Congratulations on coming on, getting your goal. Well done, guys. Cheers.
Yes, Jordan Henderson and Lallana agreeing that Liverpool weren't up to standard. I think that's pretty unanimous in the studio as well. Couple things before we go then, guys. So we'll be back next week on the Football Social as well 4 p.m, Soccer AM and Football Daily's YouTube pages. And don't forget about Monday Night Football as well. Sheffield United versus Arsenal on Sky Sports. Tune in tomorrow from 7 p.m. A huge thank you for being here, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Probably not the game that we all thought we were going to get, but a game nonetheless. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Have a nice.
Eddie Howe is the answer.
Wow. What?
Yes.
We're 5 minutes into the show. We've had an analogy about a fish, and Eddie Howe is now the boss of Manchester United. What is going on, guys?
What we do out here.
Hello. On them, Rash.
No, Rashford. He's
straight to
Do you see what I mean about him?
What? Go on, then! Yes!
Oh, come on! That was nearly it.
Go!
Rashford! He's the GOAT!
Oh my God! Best striker ever.
Best striker in the world.
You can see he's looking for the foul.
Yeah.
He was on eBay there. You know what I'm saying? He was on eBay. Having a look at the bids. There were 7 days left and he went down. He put in a max bid. You don't do that, bro.
Oh, Sadio! No.
Yes!
It's a game start. What is going on? Is that legit?
It's going to be VAR. It's going to.
Tell you what, lovely spider cam action there.
Yeah, big up Spider Cam.
And the spider cam isn't appreciated enough, Will, Tom.
The greatest Manchester United team you've ever seen. And cut.
Oh my God!
Adam Lallana. I told you.
Adam Lallana, super sub.
Cannot believe it.